This is really the Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby.
It just got a lot better looking in here.
It did get
Thank
a lot
God.
better.
Feeling good.
Dude.
Thanks for having me, boys.
No wasted space. Sober.
That's it,
Dude,
Feeling
just
sober.
100% American male.
That's right, dude.
Look at you.
Everything's gay now, so I'm trying to balance this out.
I understand.
We went to the mall yesterday. Everything's gay.
Everything's gay.
What is going
We just
on?
said that about the coffee shop.
Everything.
We were in there and we were like, everybody, if it's my joke, if a Prius, they're all built like what a Prius would look like if it was human.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, barista's very grumpy.
Very.
The whole coffee shop. I told Brian I said I could lock the door.
Oh,
and
you kill everyone.
everybody.
For sure.
Or just enslave them. It's like everybody's
Yeah, if you
doing what I'm
wanted
gonna do.
to.
One alive to make some coffee.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, I'm alive to work.
You don't know how to work the machine.
Yeah, I don't want to kill everybody.
But no, everything's gay. We went to the Sunglass Hut. All the glasses in front were these like little like bright colored things that like you'd see Kurt Cobain wear like in an old video or something. It like we walked by the Banana Republic, the male models dressed like a woman. Like everything's gay.
If you feel safe and you have plenty of food,
Yeah.
Gay.
and you
All
don't
these
have
zoo animals
You have no
go to gay.
You have no defenses.
Yeah.
You know how they did this study. It wasn't that scientific, but they were like, why are the men in prison? Why do they get so jacked? And they eat carbs and stuff like that. Well, what they think is that
Careful now. Don't be calling all these prisoners gay.
No. But
Easy.
the constant threat to your life, just being around dudes and always
gotta
have to be
build
on guard,
armor.
Your testosterone spikes naturally. When there's a threat in the air all the time, your test is gonna spike.
You get shanked at any moment.
So then you start lifting, and it's like being on TRT.
And then when you're free, it's a little cush. You don't have too many, no worries.
Yeah.
Get confused about your pronouns.
You can tell on somebody,
Yeah.
and they get
suck
on
a dick
trouble.
on a Thursday, not a
Yeah,
huge
you start
deal.
going, what is gender?
Yeah.
It's so safe.
That's what Sammy the Bull said about the mafia. He goes, you can never operate now. You pull a hit, 15 people have their phones on you.
Oh,
You're done.
yeah, for sure.
You know, you can't do anything. So
People are crazy. Dude, I started watching that. You definitely didn't watch it. You might have. You're kind of hip to it. Chimp Crazy.
I'm watching it right now.
Chimp Crazy.
I'm on my third
What
episode.
the hell's that about?
Oh, dude.
I'm not talking about Brian in his 20s, dude. I'm
Chimp
talking
Crazy.
Dude.
Bro.
What is it?
You
It's a
haven't seen
documentary on HBO.
Oh, I'm excited
This
about
lady, so it's like Tiger
The
King,
chimpanzee
but
trade.
Hell yeah.
it's Tiger King, but for monkeys. This lady's batshit crazy.
Yeah, she is.
And I'll say this: I wish
Look at
anyone,
her.
dude, I wish anyone loved me as much as she loves these
right.
chimps.
Yeah.
she
Does
goes
she sleep with the chimps?
1,000%.
Well, so all
It's the elephant in the room.
there's a whole thing where women, there are a lot of women that will adopt a monkey or an ape.
Not a lot,
and it
right?
becomes
You gotta
their
be careful with
child.
our words.
Yeah,
Not a
it
lot.
becomes their child, and that whole world is crazy.
Remember Travis the Chimp beat the shit out of that lady who
No, he
went
ate
on
her
Oprah?
face.
Oh no, he ripped her
Took her
face
jaw.
off.
Yeah.
Tore her jaw off. Tore her hands off.
Yeah, what as I said, beat the shit out of that lady.
Beat the shit was too
Chimps-
loose of a term.
Travis the Chimp went crazy. Well, the woman who owned Travis the Chimp took his side
Yeah.
and was like, well, you know, that's what happens. And then the police came and shot my monkey. It's her fault. Like, she turned on her friend.
That's episode 3 though. On that they go into because that chimp came from the sanctuary, and there were signs, and apparently that lady was like trying to back up the chimp so much.
Yeah.
her best friend was like, yeah, she would hide all the bruises. The chimp was beating her ass every day.
crazy.
Every day.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, they're great, and then their balls drop. Then they get to be adolescent adults.
Yeah.
And once their balls drop, they become what's called unmanageable. And that would mean that sometimes they might bite your nose off.
Yeah.
Or worse. And so if you notice, people that grow up with the chimps, they're always interacting with them behind glass or a cage.
Well, this crazy lady where she's like, it's so mean what they're doing to chimps and trying to take him from me. I'm like, she's like, I love him. We have such a connection. My whole time, me and my wife are watching. I go, okay, if he's that cool, go in the cage.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you
so
outside?
sweet? Yeah, you're such good friends.
If he loved you so much, go in the cage.
Yeah, go hang out with them. Yeah, go try to feed them.
Go ahead.
And you can, there's a chance you can raise a chimp alone. If you have anyone over, including the kids that it grew up with,
Yeah.
he's going to go,
No,
I'm gonna kill you.
How far are you on the episode? You're the problem. They're saying you can't.
No,
They're literally you
can't.
can't.
You can't do that.
You
either.
can't. You
Don't tell
can't
me.
raise.
Don't tell
Yeah.
me.
No, you
Well, it's
can't
like
because
anything.
once they
You
get
might
to
get a
adults,
week. You might get
it's
lucky
all
for
out
a
the window.
week,
Yeah,
you know?
it's-
Yeah, because once they get to adults, it becomes a hierarchy.
That's what they're saying,
right?
and
Yeah.
they're saying like the whole PETA, and usually PETA's fucking batshit crazy, but in this they're right. PETA's saying like no, it's not safe.
Yeah.
and like
No, none of these
it's also
wild
not
animals.
natural. Like what you're doing,
Yeah.
they're in like their bedrooms 24 hours
awful.
a day. Like it's not normal.
You don't get
so
to
if you
get
love
a
them, give them
bobcat
away.
and go, oh, the bobcat, we love him. He's hanging out in the house. It's like it's a bobcat.
Yeah, ask the bobcat. Let him
Yeah,
go
it's
to.
so stupid. Yeah. Also, the Travis the chimp lady was giving her monkey was giving Travis antibiotics.
Yeah. No,
antibiotics. Antidepressants.
Prozac.
Which that's controversial in people.
And wine, dude.
Yeah.
And he slept in her bed in a robe, dude.
Long stem and taking baths, dude.
Oh, no,
Okay.
she's sleeping with that monkey. 100%.
Dude, what a weird lady.
Oh, and then when
She's got issues. You could just look at her and see she's got
oh,
issues.
dude. So she was
Yeah.
the Travis. The
How many
chimp-
units of Botox is that? We got anyone to know?
Oh, it's in the episode. She's getting Botox on her lips.
How many units is that? That's a lot of units.
it's
It's called
pretty
a lip
amazing.
flip when
It's
they
amazing.
do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, they get it right above the lip to make your lip.
So
like, pop up.
that's her when Travis was chill.
So sad.
Yeah. That's
then-
the one they tore the face. That's the owner right there.
Yeah, that's
It
the
tore
owner.
a door.
He would drive.
The cop said it tore my
drove.
ripped my door off. The cop said it ripped my cop
Dude, the
door
cop
off.
shot him 5 times
Yeah.
and he still didn't
Oh,
go down.
of course. He's like, dude,
He
I'm a
ran to his
giant
room.
pissed off monkey, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, the cop, they're cops, so they don't deal with chimpanzees.
You know what? I'm back on the monkey side. He's wearing a yellow sweater. You said he drives. I like this guy.
Yeah, loves to
He's
drive.
having sex with that blonde lady.
Yeah, dude. The day he took that lady's
Look at him
face
right
off,
there.
The day he took that lady's face off, the lady that came to save her because she was having issues with him because he's so aggressive.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't leave the house yet. He keeps wanting to go on he loved like car rides. She goes, he keeps taking my keys. I can't leave. So she goes, come over and help me. She comes over. He loved Elmo.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
she
that
gets out
the Tickle Me Elmo doll, yeah.
She gets out of the car with like an Elmo, and he's like, cool, Elmo, very cool. I'll take your face and jaw though.
Right.
That's right.
And then
So-
you hear it all on the phone.
I'm surprised that was in the documentary because I remember the Tickle Me Elmo, the Sesame Street people
They're like,
made them not put that part in the news. They're like, don't make it sound like Tickle Me Elmo set this monkey off. There was probably the antidepressants and the age of the monkey
yeah,
and
it's just
the,
chimp being chimps.
It's chimps being chimps. Hey, Chin, look up PSI bite force of a chimp, and then look up PSI bite force of, I don't know, Pitbull. Check this out.
PSI bite force. I didn't even know that was a term.
Oh, that's 1,300 PSI. Okay, so that would be a
person has
person's
162.
That's 1,300.
Pitbull?
All right? Yeah. Oh yeah, Pitbull has 235.
What's an alligator though?
So a pit bull, no, but think about this. So that's the bite force of a bear, a chimp.
Right.
They can bite harder than anything.
2,000.
That's the hardest bite of any animal.
I just want to see where they're at.
yeah.
in
But think about that.
spectrum there.
So when it bites you, everything's coming off.
How many PSIs I got?
And that's pounds per square inch on a tiny little
Yeah, how many do we got?
Dude, I was
Me and
thinking-
you. What if this one
200
got all angry and bit us? What would she?
250, about 250.
What would she bite at?
250, 260.
Dude, but human bites freaking hurt. T, remember Bosty? I was feeding him chicken nuggets. We're at
Oh,
the
yeah.
park.
Bite your finger?
And I wasn't looking. I'm like, here, dude, just eat. And he bit my.
yeah.
He didn't know, and he's like, dude.
You ever bit your
I
own
went,
finger like having a fry or something?
Oh,
You go,
bro.
why am I biting a fry that hard?
Dude, it hurts so bad.
Oh, dude, you can, yeah. It's not.
Your
it's
finger
not-
was all red.
Yeah, it hurt.
Oh, look,
I
he's
yelled
proud
out-
of it.
It had
Look,
little
now
bite
he's proud of
marks.
it.
I yelled out so loud. I was so embarrassed. It was.
He's proud of it. He's going, look, I took down the giant.
They were
with a
laughing.
chicken nugget.
Oh.
They were laughing so hard. Him and his brother were laughing so hard.
Yeah.
It is funny.
I went, what the fuck? In the middle of the restaurant. It hurt so bad, dude. I thought I bit my finger off.
Yeah, man. And
Humans
then-
are
and then-
162, by the way.
Bosty's 200.
Half of a chimp. Wait, what's the chimp one? I already forgot.
Yeah, me too.
1,300 pounds
PSIs.
per square
Well, he
inch.
was using his hands mostly on that lady, right?
1,300
They're just ripping
that's
the
a
face
polar
off.
bear. That's a polar bear.
I thought it was interesting. She would want to go on Oprah. She wore a little veil. She had a hat with a veil. But what are we doing? Why is she going on there?
yeah.
To defend the chimp. That's what's wild.
No,
All
she
these
could
people
have
are
been
batshit
defending
crazy.
the chimp.
Well,
all the people are
more
batshit
importantly,
crazy.
don't own them as pets.
Yeah, you
that's
shouldn't
all.
own any. There's a great documentary called "Elephant in the Living Room."
Oh, my God.
And which is a play on the no one wants to talk about these animals. But the guy that does the documentary, his rule is you get a cat, You could have a dog or a goldfish. That's it. No other animals, because what are we doing? Also, the other part is, like, let's say all these animals were friendly, which they aren't. But let's say they were. People run out of money. And what's the first thing that happens when you run out of money? You can't afford to feed your pet tiger 70 pounds of steak every day.
Yeah.
So what they do is they say, oh, well, I got to get rid of this tiger. It's too expensive. Forget the danger and the risk and the terrible lifestyle for this tiger. But look, I just can't afford it. The zoos are full. They got enough tigers. And they can't just release it into the neighborhood. So what they end up doing, most case scenarios, are just taking them out in somewhere in the woods, just shooting it.
Tiger King
So
style.
they'll find corpses of like tigers and lions all over the place because people just can't afford to keep them.
But also, if they like in that Chimp Crazy doc, like they're saying how much they love chimpanzees. Like if you love them, you can tell they're miserable. Like
Yeah,
there's
they're not
sanctuaries that are dope that have like they can climb the trees and they're in the open basically, just enclosed.
Yeah.
But it's all they get natural sunlight. They're in this studio with the doors closed 24/7.
Because you like them so much, you want to just.
That'd be like,
keep
oh,
it.
I love Jeff, and they're like, well, let him out of the room. I'm like, yeah,
Nah,
There was a dude
I
in the
want him
Bronx.
here.
There's a
no,
guy in the
I want him
Bronx.
staying here. He loves me.
Yeah,
A guy-
he's
a
my
guy-
friend. I feed him 3 times a day. What more do you want from me?
Then why, when you go to give him food, he tries to stab you? I don't, dude, be cool.
He's like that.
He's playing around.
There was a guy in the Bronx who had a tiger in his apartment, and he was
That's
bringing
right.
chickens up. Like, what's he doing? He's just like, well, hey, you know.
My buddy Scotty was telling me about his in Baltimore or Maryland somewhere. There was this family in the neighborhood that had a pet deer. They just like had it in their house, and so occasionally the deer would get out and shit. But it was domesticated for the most part. And one time, a neighbor came and had like the deer in a headlock and was like guiding up to that. Said, "Hey, you know, Crystal got out or whatever." And they're like, Crystal died a few months ago. That's just a wild deer. They were trying to get the thing in there.
Crystal's being wild today, man.
really
She's not
wants out.
herself
It's a
today.
fucking wild deer.
She
You
ain't
have a
herself.
headlock.
She's foaming. It's pretty crazy though. But that's another thing. It's so stupid. I know we like animals. That's really great. But just enjoy animals being animals.
Well, what's
animals
Disney
being-
and Pixar?
Oh, yeah.
It's like just because there's a Lion King movie
Doesn't mean-
mean they're cool.
and even
man.
Lion King, they're free. They're in
yeah,
Africa.
they're chilling. Yeah.
It's very silly.
Let's take a little break, B.
Hey, real quick though, Fort Wayne, Indiana, I'll be there this Friday, Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man.
Now, I also like to watch football on Sunday, and I want to make some money. Can you help me out
Dude,
with
you
that?
got college football on Saturday. You got the NFL on freaking Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays. And there's not a better time to make bank and watch the NFL with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. So if you're ready to place your first NFL bet, try bet on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Not my Broncos, they're awful, but ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Cool. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code FIGHTER. That's code FIGHTER for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 buckaroos and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Guys, do you have a gambling problem? If so, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or just go ahead and text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available as well for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or just go ahead and visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
What's the craziest animal you guys ever had?
Me, a snake, Burmese python.
What happened to it? Those live forever. Would you get rid
Yeah,
of it?
it got too big.
Still alive.
Got too big, and I had to give it
They do
away.
live forever.
Got too big, and I had to give it away. It got to be
Piece of
14
shit.
feet.
14 foot Burmese
yeah, somebody in
python.
Connecticut got it, and they brought it to the kindergarten. It was like a 14-foot snake.
Good
Burmese
night.
python. And it got too mean. Got too fucking mean. I had it in college, and he would be like, try to bite you. I was like, I don't like this guy anymore.
What's the PSI on a Burmese python?
Why did
well,
you have it?
I got bit by it.
Thought it was
The
cool.
snakes are the stupidest animal to own.
I know.
You don't do anything with
No.
them. You might take them out once a month.
There's no bite force with a snake.
I don't really think most people. I don't know anyone that's like, oh, dude, that guy's a snake guy. He rules. Like, I don't know anyone that.
Yeah, that's
No
the
one
guy.
that's cool.
The guy at the fair with snakes or a parrot on his shoulder is not a guy where things worked out necessarily.
No, that
It's like-
wasn't his goal.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
I've had everything. Part of the crazy thing I've owned is what I have now, those arowanas, and I have a catfish.
Yeah.
What's a what?
Arowana. Bring up arowana.
Oh, I had macaws. You shouldn't own those. I didn't know.
birds?
My
Arowana
girlfriend at
sounds
the
like
time-
some guy you talk about
Yeah.
in UFC that's
Yeah, they're
gonna
giant
win a
fish.
fight
No,
or something.
Carnivorous fish.
Look at that.
That's
thing.
arowana. So I have 2 of those in a tank, and they're getting so big now.
Is it that color?
Yep, and
Nice.
alpacas too. And you have to have a heavy glass on top, so because the jump out. He's jumped out twice on me.
crazy.
It's terrifying.
That's crazy.
But they're getting so big, I have to create a pond in my backyard now.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
guess.
I had macaws. I had 2 macaws.
I mean, you got to do something.
I have to do something.
The worst thing I ever did was having 2 macaws because they are smart as shit. They should not be pets. They came out and said it's like owning a chimp. They're so smart. They'll take your table apart with their beaks. And right there, that's what I had. I had a red one and a blue and gold right there. That's exactly what I had. So that one, the red one, mine was a calico. It was I called her Jezebel. It
was gray?
She bit the fucking
Gray
shit
with
out of
red
any
tail?
girl that came into my house.
Was it gray with a red tail?
Nope, it was that. And
Those
and-
are kind of gay, huh?
no, they're this
That's-
big,
is that
and they're
from your house,
smart
that
as
picture?
shit.
A
They're
red one
smart
in
as
the
shit, and they want to be with you all the time, and they would just randomly bite my friends badly.
It's pretty funny.
Randomly bite the fuck out of my friends and my dogs. And my
Really?
dogs. Yes. They would scream at my dogs and start eating their food. It was nuts.
The craziest thing I ever owned, we only owned for like a day. It was called, look up a wind scorpion.
A wind scorpion?
Bought it from the pet store. We were like, we never see anything like that. And he goes, yeah, some Iraqi troop came
Oh,
back.
that's a fucking
It's
camel.
huge.
We call those camel spiders.
Yeah, they are real quick.
Yeah,
they run real fast.
We had those fuckers in
and they
Saudi
can
Arabia.
kill a dog. They got enough venom, but they'll
It's
just
actually,
What?
it's actually
Yeah.
not true. They say that.
And you guys had
fucking
one?
kill a dog.
You guys had one
a lie.
in your house?
They tell you that.
It's a lie.
They tell you
Well,
that.
I didn't lie. I just
No. They tell you that.
That's what they told me.
I
yeah.
know. The camel spiders will bite the fuck out of you. It
Show
really
how
hurts.
big it is. Right, a camel spider. See how big.
Is that the same as a potato bug?
Go
No,
to camel
no.
spider.
It looks
big,
like it now.
Just so you can see how big.
No,
they
they're
get.
huge. That's a camel spider. We used to have giant ones.
And put camel spider big or something. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wind scorpion is just a
shit.
slang for it. But see how big that is?
Yeah. They're
Oh my god!
Yeah. So
fucking
we had one of these things. It wasn't
Starship
that size.
Troopers.
And we bought it from the pet store. The guy had to sell it to us, like kind of like he's like, "Don't tell
Under the
anyone where
table?
you got this."
Was it
we
expensive?
No, we took it on like a little tour. I took it to my work. I was like, check out what we bought. They're like, get that out of here. And we showed it to a few other friends. We took it to our friend's house. His parents were like, get that out of the house. And then we had to return it because nobody would let us just keep it.
Spiders are another one that. Why buy a spider?
Yeah, it was
dude?
gross. We just thought it was cool. Like, you know, when you want to scare people, you're like, look at this thing.
Yeah,
I think
it's
We
you
didn't
can-
hold
I
it or
think
nothing. It
on
was just
YouTube,
in the little.
can.
You can show a guy getting bit by one. I want to see if it hurts.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
They're
What's the
scary as
PSI
shit.
force on a camel spider?
It's like a chimp.
That's all I care about. What's the
chimps of
macaw PSI force?
I
the
bet
chimps
Coyote
of the air.
Peterson got bit by one of those.
Camel
probably.
spider? Coyote Peterson?
I wouldn't type in Coyote Peterson. Just someone get bit by
Camel spider bite.
This is going to be awesome. Yeah, troops would like bet on them fighting, put them together.
Because that show on A&E got canceled because they were doing it so much. Oh, there
Oh,
it
there
is.
you go.
Yeah, it's in. But
This is
we can't
what I
play
love.
this.
This is what I love about the internet.
2,
Yeah, that's it.
3.
This is his thing. Oh, it's not even piercing the skin.
Not bad.
Look like a massage.
Oh, massage.
Hurts like little tiny needles going into my.
And he's beefing that up for the camera.
Yeah, it's a little bit. that's a
Really?
little bit.
He went.
You guys are like
went, "Oh."
experts in animal bites. That
Oh
you're
no!
like,
Dude,
oh,
Chin,
that's nothing.
Chin, bring up him getting bit by
Tarantula hawk?
A shark.
tarantula. No, what?
Right there, stung by a tarantula hawk.
Wait,
Right there.
when you get stung
It's
by
the
a
next one
tarantula
down.
hawk, you'll see what pain looks like.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, dude.
Show me Coyote Johnson or whatever his name is getting bit by an alligator.
Oh, it's scary.
Coyote Johnson sounds like a
Alligator.
porn star.
This is so nuts.
Here we go.
Hold on her.
Dude, like if we really cared about views, we'd have to start doing this.
This
Brian.
kind of stuff. Yeah, you're just like swelling up.
We got
every day.
Jeff in here today
A stinger bite from
getting bit by a cheetah.
Why?
shaking.
This is what he does
Already?
to
he gonna-
educate you.
Is he gonna
can't play this,
squeeze
by the way.
this guy?
That's fine. Audio, you can.
Is he gonna squeeze this guy?
No, he just puts it on his skin because the thing wants off.
I don't know, but how's he not pinching it to death with those tweezers?
Remember how chilly was with that banana slug you like?
This would suck so bad.
Banana slug.
Look, watch. See the pain of this? Then that potato bug you were talking about? Brings him to his fucking knees, dog.
Yeah, this is like
Dude,
Peacemaker.
and this goes, on,
when
for,
those
this
little
goes on for like
cricket things-
hours.
Yeah.
One of them, they have to have like an EpiPen.
I would argue he's hamming it up for this one. That's what I think. I think the other one was him. You know, he's tough.
Being
He's
real?
got season 6. You know, it's no big deal to him no more. He goes, I don't want to look like a pussy. All the comments are calling me a bitch from that.
No, there was a show similar on, I think it was the A&E or the History Channel. It's two bros. Like, they would be like you and I doing
Yeah,
it.
trying to get-
And they were doing the similar thing. And you could tell they ran out.
Fire ant! Ah!
No, you could tell they ran out of ideas. So the last episode, they get a giant python. Nice. They catch it in the Amazon, whatever, and they're like, "I guess we'll do this." And he has his, they got canceled after this. He has his arm like this.
I guess we'll do
and
this.
the thing's like backed up, and his buddy is like, and they always like, "You want to go first?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll go. Just kind of let's see how it goes." Dude, he's holding his arm there, dude. It shreds his fucking arm.
yeah,
like
dude.
blood's everywhere.
I love it.
And then I was talking with the guy because I love the show, so I was DMing him back and forth. And he goes, "Yeah, man, that one might have been too much. I think we're getting canceled." They got canceled. I've never seen him again.
Yeah.
So when we were kids, at least my age, like wrestling was so funny because you just had a bunch of bodybuilders, right? Pro wrestling was just, this will make sense in a second. It was a bunch of like muscular bodybuilders.
Like the Warrior.
Yeah, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan.
Jake the Snake.
These are just bodybuilders. They're not actors.
No.
And then they're on like heaps of supplements, steroids. Then they party, so they're hungover or they're drunk or they're on cocaine.
Yeah.
Like right. And then they had to do improv on Saturday morning television. They're not improv guys. And so then they would for children. So it was a bodybuilder on drugs and steroids doing improv for children. That's what was very funny. One of the characters' whole shtick was that he just had a snake. It was called Jake the Snake Roberts. That was his whole game.
He brought him out in a bag.
Yeah, every match he'd bring out a snake, and people were like, "Oh, that's the man with the snake." For
And then he'd,
whatever
like,
reason,
put it over your
that
body
makes him
after
a
he
good
knocked you out.
fighter because
Yeah.
he had a snake.
He was
there
my favorite.
There was an episode, and you can find the YouTube video where Macho Man he ties Macho Man up in the ropes, and he just has the snake bite Macho Man's arm on Saturday morning television for
Really?
children.
We're all-
And it was reminding me of that YouTube video you were just describing because they were just like, yeah, just have him bite Macho Man, and look at the snake on live TV.
That's actually a king cobra.
Oh, let's see this first.
That's
dude.
That's a real cobra.
Crazy.
Can we get a little more respect for fucking Macho Man Randy
How
Savage?
cool is that?
You gotta.
Look, they're booing the bad guy.
Macho Man's
Got to be right there. That
dude.
big.
I gotta
Look at him.
Uh-oh.
Can you imagine being 8 years old and watching
dude,
this on TV?
That's a real cobra.
Yeah. Look at this.
But
That's
they
not good.
They take the venom out.
Yeah, but still.
Still
Oh,
sucks.
still.
Also, it's all scared from the like fans. Yeah.
No, the cobra's like, what the fuck am I
Where am I?
doing here?
You
The
could
snake's
never
like, I live in the desert. I've never seen so much white trash in my life.
You almost put him in the
Just on television.
Dude, that's crazy.
Here's my
Macho
thing.
Man.
They must have taken the
Here's my
fangs
thing.
out.
And you think UFC fighters are low paid? What do you
Dude,
think
that's a
Macho
king
Man
cobra.
made that night?
That's a fucking king
Nothing.
cobra.
What do you think Macho Man made
$100
on Saturday morning?
Dude,
Get
that's
bit by
a real
fucking-
cobra, though.
Yeah, man, you keep saying that.
I know,
right?
but it's got no fangs. I guess they must have taken the fangs out.
They got fangs.
It
Watch.
has
They had to
fangs.
prick
They
it
take the
out.
venom out. They won't take the fangs
You'd have to
out.
really milk it well.
Look at this.
'Cause that's
Look, he
crazy.
can't get it loose.
Oh, why? Because he's not
He's
a
shaking it going, "Come on,
Why?
man."
Because he's not a snake expert.
can't get it off
Jake
yet.
the Snake's not a snake expert.
I also heard this great thing too. I don't feel bad saying this because I think it's somewhat public knowledge, but I guess this is way before PETA was ever a big known thing.
Yeah.
So like these guys, you know, like I said, they're party animals and drug addicts, and they're on the road and they travel more than comedians. And this is before GPS, so they would get to wherever their destination was, and they'd take their props, which is a parrot for Coco Beware or a snake for Jake the Snake, and they would just take them off the bottom of the bus or out of the trunk of their cars, and the snake would be dead, and they're like, crap, we got to find a pet store. So there was like tons of different parrots for this one wrestler and tons of different snakes. It was like in the budget. Like we're probably need about like
dying.
30 snakes
Vince
this month.
McMahon's like, God damn it, another one?
Man,
Go to your pet store.
I wanted
you get
that-
like garden
It should have been
snakes and
temperature
shit.
controlled. You told me the cargo hold would be fucking parrot friendly.
We stopped for lunch. I forget to leave these AC on. Just to kill a boa constrictor, a cobra.
Jake the Snake
Dead.
going to a diner with his snake so he doesn't
Crazy
die.
to me, dude.
What a wild life that is.
What a good time, though.
That must have been great.
A lot of
Oh, did you see that? Because
injuries.
you love wrestling. Did you see that movie with Zac Efron?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Wow, I thought best movie I've seen in 5 years.
Really? So here, I would
And,
say
and
there
I'm not
was-
a big pro wrestling guy.
was-
There was
I was
moments, right? So like the very end scene with Zac Efron when he's crying.
so good.
I cried.
That, me too. And I think that scene stands alone. Like that was such a powerful scene about sons and brothers.
You know
and-
the history of that family?
Yes, but
so the history of that
worse.
family's so bad. They had to cut it down.
They left
for
out
the
a
movie.
family member.
Yeah, they had to cut
that died
because the family had so much tragedy and they were so cursed. They had to dull it down for the audience because you would watch it if they put the real family story in there and you go, that never happened.
But that's also why I didn't like the movie, because I already knew the Von Erichs very
It's
well.
so
I knew the
sad.
story. But here's the thing about the movie was there was no real hope. So what's the message? Zac Efron's a great guy and ended up being a good dad and being a great brother and misses his brothers. But what's
real
the
quick,
point?
but the other issue with this movie that a lot of people that know the family said they didn't show how bad the dad was. They almost made him like,
Right.
oh, it's the kid's fault.
And the Von Erichs, they're
the dad
considered
put a little-
cursed.
Well, it was
the
his,
dad
it
put a
was
little
his
pressure on him.
obsession. It was his obsession.
It was
with
more than-
making
it was
his
more than
kids.
that,
His
though.
kids were an extension of his ego.
But there's
Yeah,
nothing
it was
good
what-
about
but
the movie.
he was
The mom
abusive,
is
though.
frigid and cold. The dad is a dickhead who only cared about wrestling.
It's a lesson
The
of what
brothers
not to
were all
be.
selfish. I mean, the whole movie you're just going, what is the message here?
Well, so the message though, that's the definition of a tragedy where they don't learn their lesson.
Yeah.
Where you keep
It's like Schindler's List.
History repeating itself.
that's
Like
like
Schindler's
Moby's Dick.
Yeah, why do we keep
Moby's
telling that story?
No, but Moby's Dick, Ahab won't give up on the white whale. He won't.
Yeah.
He won't. He's like, I'm going to get this white whale. And then what happens? He gets just taken in with the white whale. He harpoons it. It gets wrapped around his
Yeah,
leg.
but let's punch it up. You know, these are movies. Let's give us a jet ski on fire, some titties, baby. You know what I'm saying?
What?
That's a
This isn't
story.
Roadhouse, bro.
That's a story.
You're right.
No,
that
what I will
movie is
say is
so
I
good.
feel bad for these wrestlers because we let them be, this crazy thing. Like Ric Flair got to be Ric Flair, and we loved how naughty he was and inappropriate he was. He'd be on airplanes waving his wiener around and like hassling flight
Now he's
attendants.
doing that at Denny's.
Yeah.
People are filming.
But here's the thing. And then now we go, shame on him.
Yeah.
That is terrible what
Yeah.
he did. And then he's going, wait, what? Like that's why I feel
You
bad for
changed
all
the
I
rules
feel
on me.
bad for all these celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like even Jack Black. Jack Black and Kyle Gass they've been patted on the head for the last 20 years. Oh, you guys are so good. Keep saying fuck Trump. Oh, every time you say fuck Trump, you get more money from Hollywood. You get more love from us. Good job, good boys. Keep saying fuck Trump. And then someone tries to murder Trump. They make some offhand remark, which is what they've been patted on the head to do
The
forever.
day after the issue.
Yeah, but then they go,
Timing.
can you believe what they said? It's like, you turning on them now?
Yeah, and they got
You
canceled.
rewarded that kind of behavior from these fuckers forever. Same
They
with
had to
Roseanne.
cancel their tour.
We let Roseanne be an animal for 25 years and was like, that's what Roseanne does best. And then she just does a Roseanne-like tweet, and everyone goes, that's too
She
far.
didn't
It's
even know
like,
that woman was black. She wasn't
my
saying
point.
that.
Yeah.
But they just love to cancel. What I mean, what about the mainstream media who hasn't even literally is equating another assassination attempt on Trump
Yeah.
with Springfield, Ohio?
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys,
Hey,
this
real
is
quick,
two
I'll do it
shots.
for the fans. Dude, you were so off on that assassination.
What do you mean?
which
Your-
one?
your facts
the
are
golf
so
one?
off.
Why? He was there for 12 hours in the tree.
A lot of it
They
was
caught him
off.
50
You said there was a
miles
shot
away.
fired.
He didn't squeeze off a shot, I guess.
No.
But that's the only thing I got wrong, actually, because he was
Yeah.
in the tree for 12 hours. They
Yeah.
caught him 50 miles away.
Yeah.
All of that's true. So it's like, to me, it's like, how are you, and what they said, the Secret Service is like, well, we told him not to golf. No, dude, secure the perimeter. There was an area where they were taking pictures.
Yeah.
If they can take pictures,
Well, they did
can
catch
shoot.
him.
They caught him
Kind
after
of-
50
well, that was
miles.
like the Democrats. Like, if
You know why they
Trump's
caught
so
him?
worried about assassinations, you just shouldn't do rallies. It's like,
No.
what?
No.
I know.
You know why they caught him?
That's your
Dude,
solution.
I feel like people's bias is crazy, but I used to think it's crazy. Then I started thinking about it because people go, it's CNN and Fox News. If you only watch CNN, you think this. And if you only watch Fox News, you think this. But I've really started thinking about it. It isn't Fox News versus CNN. It's Fox News and then Disney, ABC,
Everybody
NBC,
else. Everybody
CNN.
Everybody else.
So like you wonder why everyone is so one-sided. It's
yeah.
because that's your whole, it's because
That's all
the
you think
world
now.
is becoming
Yep.
an echo chamber.
100%.
So it's like if you don't kind of like measure your own things, it isn't 50-50.
But it's also not fair, like, for the average person. Like, they're busy, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, why don't you look into it? It's like, dude, I got 4 kids. I work a 9 to 5. My son's in baseball. Like, I just turn on the news. And they don't know. They're like, I assume they're telling me the truth.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, Trump's this villain.
It's
Right.
He's
never
a
been,
dictator.
but it's never been different.
And you're like, oh, fuck. No, you're
it's
so off.
crazy.
But I always remind people it's never been different for Republicans. If you're a Republican, the press was always against you. Remember when
They never had more power than now, though, because of social media.
Yes, but when
And
Reagan
influence.
was shot, there was a lot of celebration on college campuses. I remember it very well.
Yeah.
In fact, I did a play, And one of the lines in the play was, I haven't been this excited since Reagan was shot.
Wow.
That was one of the lines. So I did that. I mean, I remember that. So you know,
But now it's a little different because they can control the narrative. When back then they really couldn't.
back then, actually, to be honest with you, there was no new media, so there was no pushback.
Well, I used to think Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan were stupid idiots for being all like aggressive about drugs, and now I'm looking at all these crackheads on the street and the homeless people shitting everywhere, and I was like, oh, maybe these Reagans were onto something.
Yeah.
It took me a little while, but maybe they were right. This is kind of a
It's
problem.
literally their whole thing they ran on. Yeah. Say no to drugs.
Yeah, it's very, very tricky. But I was just bringing that up because it's like, it just feels like if 4 years ago you would have said fake news, you're like, what are you, these crazy conservative conspiracy theory right-wing crackpot? And now the left will say, oh, well, that's not real, or that's fake, or that's just about, like, now both sides are doing the exact same things they're calling each other crazy
Dude,
for.
but I'll never forget one of the worst times of my life podcasting. I was getting to it with Eddie. You know, Eddie's always about conspiracies.
Yeah.
And he goes, where do you get
Is
your
that
news?
guy all right, by the way?
Eddie's
Is
the
Eddie
best.
Bravo okay?
No, he's the best.
He's the best.
He's the
All
best.
right.
So Eddie goes, where do you get your news? Like, we're like arguing over September 11th or something. He goes, where do you get your news? I go, CNN? And he goes, you could tell he's about to have an aneurysm. He goes, CNN! And I thought, God, Eddie's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. Who doesn't watch CNN?
And now
Now I look back and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
let's take a little break. You know that my go-to is True Classic. Now, I'm not going to be accused of being the best dressed, but when I want to look good, if I want to wear a button down, when I want to wear their jackets, their shackets, that's my go-to. And I swear to you, people go, oh, where'd you get that? That looks really good. And
Dude,
I'm like,
and if you want to try it, they have the best tees. That's how we got hooked up with them. All my tees are usually True Classics.
Literally.
They're hoodies, they're jeans, they're joggers. You can try it 3, 6, 9 packs, come in all sorts of colors. You look dope at the freaking happy hour, at the family barbecue, at Little League, whatever it is. You're gonna look fly because they have it all, man. Stretchy joggers. I only wear those at the gym. They look fantastic. They got jeans. They got the jackets you love, the button-ups.
Love those
They
jackets.
got everything, man. Chinos. So right now you can unlock big savings when you bundle items site-wide. Just go to this link, trueclassic.com/fighter to save right now. That's trueclassic.com/fighter. Shop now. Elevate your wardrobe today. True Classic.
It is
but
wild.
remember, the Democrats were the ones
I was young
complaining
and
about
dumb, full
voter
of
fraud.
cum. What?
Democrats
No, it's
were,
all
so
gone-
the Democrats were,
Yes.
remember, they were raising a stink about the George Bush. People forget this in
Yes.
history. George Bush beat Al Gore, the hanging Chad controversy, okay? They were up in arms. When Hillary Clinton lost, they were like, she won the popular vote. They were freaking out about that.
Fraud.
Georgia with Kemp. I mean, it goes on and on.
No,
So,
it's everything's backwards.
Yeah.
Like not backwards, but everything is like the liberals are having the biggest identity crisis ever. Like as far as like they say, oh, keep your laws off our body, but everyone has to get vaccinated. You're like, well, what is the laws on our body? You know, they'll say, hey, come on. Women should be able to do whatever the hell they want with their bodies, but also vaccine mandates, right? Or they'll say January 6th was like an abomination.
No.
Right, but then they'll be like, "Oh, but all the Black Lives Matter riots and
was
damage
peaceful.
to
That was
property that
peaceful.
was great and
Mostly
justified.
peaceful.
About time."
Yeah.
You know, you're like, "Wait, what's happening?" Everything is so reversed.
But you know when people are like, you know, you always feel like you're in the craziest time that you're living in. We've seen this before in the 70s and the 60s. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think
Well-
it's much crazier than this.
well, I
This
would say
feels
it is.
crazy.
1968. I'm just going to give you a real quick stat.
Brian was 40.
1968, when I was 40, I was actually 1 year old. In 1968,
Brian was in college.
how many domestic bombings did the United States experience? This is crazy.
Who knows?
1,100.
Okay.
1,100 bombings.
Can I
from
need you to
like
fact check it so we don't get shit online?
That's a fact. 1,100.
How many,
1,100 bombings.
Don't worry, you guys
Domestic
never get shit
1,100
online.
domestic bombings. Well, I was right about the only thing I didn't know is that he didn't squeeze off on the round. And
That's a big
they
note,
saw
though,
a
bud.
glint.
That's a big note, though. No shots fired?
They saw a glint of his rifle.
Or how
That's the
about
only
this?
reason.
People aren't allowed to work if they say Sandy Hook was suspicious or whatever,
Look
right?
at that.
Well, in 1970, Brian, there was 468, bud.
Still
I said
alive.
1968.
Yeah, I typed in 1968, but that's what it's popping
In 1968, there were 1,100
It says 45 more
bombings,
rows.
so
Let's
whatever.
hit that.
You're gonna trust me?
A total of, go back, a total
Oh, there you
of,
go.
Yeah, you go down,
Chin.
go down.
I go Chana. Okay.
Sorry,
It
we're
won't go to
yelling at you.
1968.
It started at 7.
Seven, yeah.
Oh, the 45 rows went up.
look at that though. 21,000 total? That's a lot of bombings. Holy, I would never have thought that.
That's another reason I'm upset.
Never.
Besides the fact that someone's trying to kill Donald Trump, CIA, FBI, but
Hillary Clinton.
But besides that, it's very scary. The reason people should be upset about this, even if you might hate Trump, the reason you should be very upset about it is, remember when there was no school shootings, and then all of a sudden school shooters just became like a every few month kind of thing, this repeat kind of stuff.
Copycat.
So you can say, "Oh, I don't even care. Trump brought this on himself," and that's a terrible thing to say. But you like your person? You like Kamala Harris? You like your guy?
How do you think
Guess
this
what?
goes?
You think that this isn't going to happen on the other side?
I know.
You don't want this pattern to start. It's a
Because also
very,
the crazies on the
very
left doing the shootings,
Yes.
they're just as crazy on the right.
Correct.
Yeah, and
Crazy's
way,
crazy.
the right are
Crazy's
way more
crazy.
armed. I'll tell you that than the
Way
left.
better shots.
Yeah,
Crazy's
So you can be when people go, he ran this on himself. I'm like, yeah, that's a gross way to think about all of this.
You know what's weird
You
though?
don't want
is,
someone to
like,
die.
We went through a period in our country where there was, in the world, where political assassination was constant.
Yeah.
JFK, RFK, you had the Pope, you
Yeah.
had Malcolm X, you had
Let's
Martin
get some
Luther King, you had
shooters on The
Gandhi.
View. Let's
Yeah.
get some people with long guns in the audience of The View. Take a shot at one of those broads. See how quick you guys care about these shootings.
Yep.
Because
Well-
they're talking a lot of shit because it's just Donald Trump. But guess
Whoopi
what?
Goldberg
Let
was
someone try
friends
to
with him.
murder Whoopi
Well,
Goldberg
Whoopi-
so close it rips her fucking ear off. Watch how fast people care.
She's being sued by Tucker Carlson
She should be.
for
Fuck her.
defamation. You know that? I was surprised. I was
Why?
like, damn,
What'd
that's a
she say
big
about
deal.
Tucker?
That's a big deal when you say, I'm going to sue you.
Tucker has some money.
Yeah, but that's like when you, because your lawyer will say you have to prove malice. You have
But
to be able
what'd
to
she
prove
say about
defamation.
Tucker?
It's a big thing. I don't know, man.
Hell yeah.
It says something about.
she said something.
I don't know. I just saw it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You sure, Brian? You see it on TikTok?
No, I saw it on the news. I saw it on my feed.
Kyle Rittenhouse suing Whoopi Goldberg.
LeBron James and Whoopi.
I don't know if he's going to win that one.
There. Tucker Carlson is planning on suing.
No.
It is a weird world we live in, just in general. Like, even take that headline, Kyle Rittenhouse versus LeBron James, right? People are going to go, fuck that regular kid. And they're going to identify with a billionaire who plays basketball.
Yeah.
That's who they're on the side. We're not on the side of like working class cops in Florida. We're on the side of Tyreek Hill. Hey, that's terrible that this football player.
Or even better, you're
That's
racist.
terrible.
You're racist. Dude.
Those
What?
nice Hispanic cops that make $14 a year are pieces of shit. You're like, I don't know. Maybe I'm on their side. They're more like me than
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill driving a sports car like a jackass and then rolling up his window and acting like he's what? Does he get special rules because he plays in the NFL?
He's fast.
Yeah, like what happened? Why does he get special
Oh,
treatment?
cops don't care.
Oh, I work here. Fuck
Yeah.
you. We don't know that.
And does he really have 12 children?
I don't know.
He's 28 or whatever.
Well, I like a dad. It's good to see that he's a dad.
Dude.
But I just think it's very funny that like that's become the narrative.
B, do you think you got tricked by fake news again?
7.
You got to be careful on social media.
Yeah, but it was on my feed.
That's the problem.
Really?
The relationships
That's the
Hill
problem.
I got
has.
it literally
On
on,
your
my
Instagram
news.
feed?
No, not on my
On
my
Apple News?
feed. Yeah.
3
Here,
kids.
Let me see if I can find
No,
it.
it's 7.
Oh, 7 kids. You're so good with sports numbers.
It's stupid.
7 kids.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing against Tyreek Hill, but that whole narrative of like, look, it's happening. They were so excited to be like, look, a cop
we
mistreated a
go
black
again.
guy. Isn't it exciting? Share it on all your stories. A police officer, he's doing something bad to a black guy. Isn't this exciting?
But I
like
think what's
during
good
the
is this-
same like week as that debate that's happening in a presidential election.
But I think it's good that it really didn't catch feet, did it? People
It
are
could.
Like, people are like, he was acting like an asshole. Also, the whole racist thing, those cops weren't white
right.
either.
It doesn't feel as
Like,
good unless they're white
yeah,
cops.
but you can see how a black man's treated by cops. Like, no. Black, white, Latin. If anybody acts that way, they're going to
Exactly.
be dealt that way.
Do you remember during BLM that a lot of people were doing their little slam poetry speeches to whatever college campus would listen to them, and they'd say every black person had the same conversation with their parents, that when you get pulled over, you just we were so afraid of cops that we were taught that that could be the last day of your life. If that was really a conversation every black parent had with their black kids, then why every video do I see they'd be like, I know my rights and you don't,
no
and like
problem.
they're filming them or they're rolling up the window and be like, I'm not doing shit. You can't do this. You can like that is in that what does that do? Like it drums up
but
bad.
Before cops had cams, body cams.
Yeah.
You were treated differently.
But maybe you don't know that. You can say that with
Yeah.
all the conviction
That's not
you
fair.
want.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
So
that's you're talking about the exception.
it was
I'm
definitely
saying
different
their
to be
behavior
black.
doesn't fit the storyline that they're terrified. Their behavior doesn't look like they're scared of cops. It looks like they're not afraid of cops at all. They're provoking the authority, which has a gun and power.
You're
and
right, you guys
fear.
are off on this. When you in the
How
90s,
so?
in the 90s and stuff before cameras, in the 90s, let's just take. I'm sorry, but if you were a black motorist,
Right?
you and two white cops pulled up on you.
Okay.
There were a lot of reasons to be nervous. So I've just talked to
Mike, following on cop for 30 years. So
Yeah.
hold on. There's a lot of reason to be nervous for the cop. Do you know the stats?
I do. What I'm saying is that with Rodney King,
Yes.
when those
Great
riots
guy, by the
happened-
way.
when those riots happened, right?
They should create
Yeah,
a
did
stat
nothing
report.
wrong.
It wasn't.
stat, give him
but
a stat.
Sweetheart.
It wasn't that uncommon.
Oh, I don't think that's
it's
fair.
why the Watts riots happened.
But
guys.
Brian, do you believe that
It's
I'm
why it
saying
happened.
all cops are correct?
No.
Cops make
No, I'm
bad
not saying that.
assessments.
I'm
They're
saying-
afraid for their lives. I'm not saying cops are virtuous and perfect.
No.
What I'm saying is this whole narrative of like, I was so terrified. Well, you're not behaving terrified behavior. All the behavior I'm seeing isn't terrified. That's you being like a punk. You being like, I'm putting this on it. Like you're like
let's put it this
poking
way.
the bear.
Let's put it this way.
And it's a goddamn bear.
Back
But
in
also,
the
how do you
day-
think it's going to go?
No, but guys, back in the day, the history of being black in a red-lined neighborhood was to be policed by white police officers. What I'm saying is that in any community like that, you, back before you had cameras, didn't have a lot of recourse.
Okay. But where are you
didn't-
getting this information? Like in what
from
world?
the history of my country. That is not that. There's no historian that would argue that being black. They wouldn't. They would being black in say Watts or Crenshaw. And yes, there was a lot of crime. Where you are being policed by a predominantly white police
But why
force.
were the police
And
down there so much, Brian?
And the reason that they have now, because of the Watts riots,
Okay.
because of the Rodney King riots, and the list goes on,
Sure.
because there were just too many examples. The reason that they started using black police officers, figuring out a way to get people of color like Hispanic,
Yeah,
black,
Hispanic
into
cops
the
are in
force,
Hispanic
into
neighborhoods.
the force to
Right.
police those neighborhoods was to feel a little bit more like they're part of the
100%.
community.
For
sure.
That's all.
So then how does jump to 2020?
Well, now hold on.
So now-
that's a function of social media that highlighted the few examples. It's true, when George Floyd, that year, 9 out of 10 million arrests, only 9 unarmed black men were shot.
Correct.
It is true
More
that
white people
policing is pretty amazing. You don't get better than that.
Right.
You know,
But
so now
so
police-
why was there this big swelling up and uproar in 2020 with the narrative you're speaking about for the 60s and 70s and 80s or whatever before cameras?
And 90s.
You're speaking to these any historian worth his salt. It used to be the history of my country, which is quite a leap.
Yeah. But that
To
is
2020.
a factor. That's a fact. I think some of it is just,
Emotions and feelings?
pent-in frustration. I think it's history. I think social media. So they've done this too. Around 2012, 2013,
Mm-hmm.
when everybody had an iPhone and social media really started taking off, that's when you started to see the fracturing and the echo chambers develop.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now, all I'm getting on my feed is racism stuff.
Right.
And these examples. So now, people who are young who have no perspective go, we live in a racist society.
Yeah.
When in fact, it's the least racist it's ever been.
Correct.
Like I always say, you guys think you know racism or homophobia. Try growing up in the 70s and 80s like I did.
Yeah.
I remember it. Like try being in Brooklyn and wearing a shirt that looked a little gay.
This
See what
poor
happens.
millionaire can't even drive his Ferrari 50 miles an hour through his work zone. Racist. It's like, that's insane.
But you're just talking about the twisting of truth, right?
Yes.
So of course.
It's disgusting.
Of course.
And also, I identify a lot more with a hardworking police officer who's just trying to get to the bottom of why a jackass is
course.
speeding to the football stadium.
Yeah, I mean,
while people are crossing a crosswalk to watch that billionaire.
Nothing drives me crazier when I
or
see
millionaire.
people treating a cop with a lack of respect like that. Just provoking a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy pulled you over, okay? You were obviously doing something. He's checking out, trying to make the world safer.
Yeah, and some
Typical-
cops are assholes.
And now, yeah, sure, but
They're
a lot
also
of people
afraid.
are assholes too.
Well, I've heard
But
there's a lot
that's
of
what
bad
people forget.
people.
Remember, they're human, so they want to go home to their family.
They're afraid.
So when they pull over a cop full of black men and they know the the stats, they know the odds of them getting shot are much higher. They're going to be a little more on guard.
Let's put it this way. When you're a cop and you've been on the force a long time, you develop something called pattern recognition, right? And you go,
that's
there's
racist, Brian. No, that's
something
racist.
going on in that car.
That's
Could
racist.
be
Why
anything.
do you hate black
Could be
people?
white trash
How
dudes.
dare
Could
you,
be whatever.
piece of shit.
Yeah. And you go, I've seen how that story ends.
Yeah.
Now it's rare.
I was hoping they'd shoot him because he's a dolphin. I just don't like the dolphin.
I get it.
They took two out.
I get
You
it.
could take out one of the white players. I don't care. The point is, he's a
Dolphins,
dolphin.
Dolphins are screwed. Yeah. Yeah, two is out.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry I drummed all that up. I just wanted to get some of this off my chest.
It's
you
worth
know?
talking about.
4 years ago, I wasn't allowed to. I had to say it
No,
to,
4
a
years
basement
ago.
full of my friends.
I know that's what's funny, right?
I had to wait 4 years.
Full of my friends
I
just
had to wait
simmering.
4 years. I had to stay in my basement. Hey guys, thanks for coming to the meeting.
Yeah, I go, guys, I'll do the show. Yeah, women are fucking crazy, right? That's how I start. And then we end with some race stuff. And I make a door deal.
All right, what do you got, Chin?
I just want to chime in real quick with the body cam stuff. I've been obsessed with watching body cam footage for the last, a year.
Nice.
And pattern
Nice.
recognition.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Every time the cop has to become a dick is because the person is being so fucking
Interesting.
wild.
So you agree?
Yeah, so if I'm getting pulled over, me personally, and I'm like, nah, I don't have to show you my ID. I know I'm gonna get fucked with.
Yes,
I don't have to know.
exactly.
You're looking to be
But
provocative.
why was I pulled over?
My favorite part is
Why
when
am I, you've got to tell me why you're
you
pulling me
racist
over.
against Koreans? You
Right.
racist against Asians?
No,
Like,
my favorite part is when people defend that. Well, he didn't have to roll down his window. I'm like,
I know.
No, you don't. Technically, you don't.
Cooperation
Your
is
life's
going
going
to
to
go
so
a lot
much
better.
easier if
Exactly.
you're just fucking cool, man.
You just made the point a lot more articulate and less emotional, which I appreciate. I was only trying to say that, and in accordance to what you just said, is that like, if you really are so afraid of the police as you're claiming, then it isn't in your best interest to say these kind of questions of like, well, what? You're just pulling me over because I'm a fucking black. And they're like, no, I'm just asking you for your ID.
But,
we
Jeff,
pulled you
yeah,
over.
you're
Like, you don't
talking
have to
about-
like throw, like, I know my rights and I'm in law school and like,
Yeah, but
I saw
that's,
that too.
that's a bunch of people who are looking to be oppressed because it gives them some social clout that they can put on.
I think
social
that's
media.
a little like
Again,
ridiculous
right.
to also co-align with the narrative of like, we are all so afraid. It might be the last day. It's like, that doesn't look like
it's
afraid
obviously bullshit.
behavior.
But don't you
They're
think every time
bullshitting.
I hear this, don't you think we're all being gamed on either side? Like you and I, we're all victims of our algorithm, right? So we see these examples and we're like, these fucking assholes. And I just feel like all of us are being just literally cordoned off into our own little corner without even realizing it. And we're like, and another thing about these woke motherfuckers, where most of
Sort
us,
of. I feel like I've managed it pretty well as of like recently.
Really?
Yeah, like I know where I'm being,
Yeah.
Influenced.
well, yeah, and I can go, I don't agree with that.
You're
No,
being, you're just being truthful.
it's really easy. Just look at the stats.
Yeah.
That's not a big deal.
Or just go like, I'm sensitive to what people believe. Like if you're a gay person and you think everyone is, or a trans person, and you genuinely have been taught that everyone's out to get you or treating you different or thinks that you should be better off dead. If you really believed that, you'd be like, you would be in a kind of a constant state of
Paranoia.
manic.
Or if you're a woman and
so
you're
I'm sensitive
told,
to that. I mean, like whenever I go to a coffee shop and there's a trans, that's where I see all my trans people. I'm very nice to them, and I'm sensitive to like, oh, they're going to be very triggered by words and so I'm very, very kind about it. Same with like all my conservative friends. If you believed that every time someone got an abortion that a baby was dying, you believed that our country has made it legal to kill babies. Now I don't feel that way, but if I'm sensitive to someone thinking they're literally murdering babies.
They're gonna be freaked out.
So they're going to be in a constant state of like, that is wrong to me. Like look, I'm sensitive to what people
Yes, to
believe
your
is their
point,
truth.
It's how you're educated. To your point, there are a whole generation of young women coming out of colleges that are told that they live in the patriarchy, which
Yeah,
means
I'm
men
sensitive to that.
want to kill you, they want to rape you.
Yeah.
It's rape culture, and so men become the adversary, and then so that jacks your anxiety way up.
Yeah.
And so men are considered to be tyrants, and you never see. How about the other side of things? Men as protectors, providers.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, all those things. that
their
go on.
lens. Yeah.
So I do think that education.
It's also a
and
waste of
colleges and
energy
stuff
too.
is-
Yeah.
You know,
It's
who is
just
it?
not
When someone
true.
goes 2 + 2 = 6, you go, cool.
Well, and that's why I'm always
Yeah,
going
cool.
back to like the like what I what do I believe? I always go back to that. Like, well, where am I being kind of, like you just said, sanctioned off into my own belief system? But it's like liberals used to be anti-war.
Yes.
Liberals have become pick a side in the war.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I'm with Ukraine on this, or I'm with Gaza on, or whatever the fucking thing is. When we didn't used to do that. We used to just say war is bad. Can you guys not war?
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Both
just
sides.
pick a side of a war and then get mad that
then you're vilified if you don't side with that. You know.
right, and
I
then not
just-
talk to
but how
anyone who
about the
doesn't
fact-
side. That's
but-
Well, even
that is
my-
not liberal thinking.
What about-
my father's coming in town. It's like, you know, we don't agree politically. And usually it's like two Siamese fish. If it gets brought up, it's fucking on. We both like to argue. And so now, but then I was just like, as I'm getting older, again, he's busy. He just watches CNN.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's his perspective.
Sure.
It's not worth arguing.
Yeah.
He'll say something. I go, cool.
Yeah.
Well, what about
Cool.
the fact that you're not allowed? What I resent is I'm not allowed to tell the truth. So for example, like if you want to talk about what the problem is in a lot of marginalized communities, what the real problem is, like where the real issue is 73% of the kids are born out of wedlock. So there's no father in the home.
Maybe.
How about that?
That's
Can
a good.
we talk about that?
That's a good diagnosis of what might be the problem.
But you're not allowed to say that.
Definitely not
you
helping.
could say that.
But you're not allowed to say
That's
that.
not. It's not helping
It's,
for
it's
sure.
not the sole problem.
I would argue that
huge problem.
if you just taught every young person that there is no nefarious society that's out to get you, there's no boogeyman around the corner that is prejudiced against you because of your looks or your race or your class system or the money in your bank account or your parents or
Things
your
would be a
culture.
lot better.
If you just said, "Hey, we're all different. Every single person has its own issues, its own things, and it's up to you to fix." There's no Superman coming either.
Yeah, work
there's
your
no
ass off.
boogeyman. There's
Yeah.
no
But-
Superman.
but
just
There's
be
no handouts.
Yes.
Work your ass
But
off.
how about this? How about a radical idea? Ready? Some cultures work better than others. Did you read Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance? That's what put him on the map.
No.
Hillbilly Elegy is his family were hillbillies. And his
They
family,
made a movie about it.
His family was all about violence. It was that's how you solved your problems.
Yeah.
Education was at a very low premium, and it goes on and on. And he said it's not just a black thing; it's a white thing. It's a white.
I've read
hillbilly
many
thing.
things like that. Thomas Sowell has great books about
Yeah,
these
I've read
kind
his
of
books
things.
too.
But what I'm saying is, if I was to teach a kid a thing, I would say, listen, dude, sky's the limit for you. If you just are polite and you work hard, instead of teaching these kids about rights and privileges and saying, oh, you're in a bad position because you're a woman, or you're in a bad position because everyone's out to get you.
Victim
And
mentality.
this is how I've taken responsibility, is that I often will find myself feeling like a victim because, it's because now they're out against straight white guys. But
Yeah.
now I'm doing the same thing I hate when other people
I
do.
know, but you're right.
I know, but I can't. I
bro.
can't
Wait, what?
leave an audition and go, "They're probably not going to give it to me because all the woke people are against straight white." I'm now guilty of the same thing I get.
It also
mad at
doesn't help
people.
anything.
It doesn't help.
Nothing.
So what
How
you
do they
It's
not
teach-
give
it's
you
not
that
gonna move the
role
ball.
with those boots?
What you teach everyone, yeah, baby, I'm a cowboy, but
Dude.
I love
what I
those.
teach, what I would like young people should know is like just work hard and be nice, have a good attitude.
worry about the rest.
Sky's the limit.
Yep.
Nothing's out to get you. Don't look at the system. You hit the jackpot, baby. You live in America. Everything could be fine. If you're sad because you're a fatty, lose the weight.
Yep.
If you don't like your tits, get a tit job.
Yep.
If you feel gross, eat better. Like
you're not muscular, get on
At the end of the day, it's on
all
you,
these
bud.
things.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a great Rumi quote where he says, "Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world, but today I am wise, so I will change myself."
I love that.
And it's brilliant,
Oh, I
and
love
that
it.
predates the Bible because the only thing you can change is you.
Yep.
So quit crying about the patriarchy or cops or racist
get to work.
ideologies or the Republicans or the Democrats. Just work on yourself.
to work.
And yeah, get to work. It's
to
so
work.
simple, and
Both
the
of
world
you
is
get to
beautiful,
work.
and people will like you if you just change your fucking attitude.
Yep.
Boom.
Give me one law. Just give me one law. Wait, that if you're a marginalized person, a woman, a person of color, give me one law that's against you.
Yeah,
Just one.
I don't know.
Anyone?
I mean, I don't worry about my
curious.
government. I don't wait for the government to fix the homeless problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to give more of my money to the government to fix. They don't fix anything.
No.
No.
So it's like that's another thing that an old liberal used to say that now a new liberal will be like, no, give all the money to the government. They'll fix our problems. Hey, the government knows your body
Top
more
down.
than you.
Top
Again,
down.
you're on
You know,
your own.
Fauci knows your body.
Yeah, you're
trust,
on your own.
Trust your government.
If you're
That's-
banking on the government figuring things out or making
such
things better for you,
not-
you're on your fucking own.
that is not a liberal idea. They've completely lost their minds. Yeah.
that's
And
why-
now the
and
new
that's why
rule
we
is.
should storm the Capitol. All right, what do you got, Jay?
Wait.
Oh, I was there, baby.
Hi.
Me and Chin, we were at the January 6th.
Can you imagine you?
Tell everybody.
Chin get shot right away. Just
I'd have
so
brought her,
tall.
but she didn't respond. But me and Chin, we were there, baby.
Chin just so tall with a giant head.
Look at what Israel's doing right here. Hold on. Look what Israel's doing. Blowing up pagers, blowing up.
No, hold on. That's a different story.
Okay, I think
Sorry.
that's what
Yeah.
this
We're
is
talking
Diddy.
about P.
Sorry, let's
Diddy.
go to P. Diddy.
Yeah,
Got
so let's.
taken in, guys.
Sorry.
And judge is holding him without bail. He came out this morning and his team was like, what if you release somebody promises not to speak or see any women? And the judge was still like, no.
Yeah, that's not
Judge
how it
was
works.
like,
That's
no.
not how it works.
Judge was
Yeah.
like, no, because he fucked a ton of dudes.
Actually, you know, I know. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
They're really trying to make it a gender thing too. Like
Yeah.
they don't want it to be like a.
But you know,
gay
they
black-
got 50 eyewitnesses that they've brought in. 50.
Yeah, you know, if he
With a
was a
count.
female, by the way, they would let him out for that reason. They would go, okay, he should be able to, as long as she doesn't talk to any boys or men, because like that. Like I remember there was a. This is Canada though, Canada law. Some woman murdered a guy. It's in a documentary called Dear Zachary, and the judge let her be out with no like until
bail?
court, like just until
Wow.
she had
She
got
was not
tried.
threat
Because they
cited.
go, well, she killed all the people she's mad at. And you're like, that's not how this works. And that's kind of what he was trying to do. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you know, I'm not going to see any young boys.
I think he's so screwed. I think
All right.
'cause I think they have a bunch
think
of
he's-
stuff. They took all his shit. Remember?
Yeah.
they got
said
him
they
on
found
video
it.
beating up a lady, don't they?
That didn't matter though. It's because statute of
Statute,
limitations.
He'll never live that
But
down.
they got
Nor should
50 apparently famous eyewitnesses.
And it says like he has a 15-year minimum if he gets caught behind bars, probably up to life if the sex trafficking sticks. But you know what else they found when they were raiding the house? Apparently, was over 1,000 bottles of lube.
Oh,
And
that's right. I heard about
So-
this.
Some of this stuff. Is,
What a weird. Well, because all the guys, you know, their butts can't get wet.
you don't know.
Vaginas can get wet, but a butt, you got to lube up. You know what I
But
mean?
you got to lube up.
What if we're gonna talk about it? I don't know why you're shaking your head over there.
Dude,
she brings up 1,000 bottles of lube, then I explain it to her, and now she gets all queer on me.
But lube, yeah, it might be lube parties where you cover your whole body in lube. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
have these day-long sex parties.
That's crazy.
Can we also? Do you guys agree with this? If I was a king of America, I'd get rid of the statute of limitations.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Why is that? Oh, enough time's passed.
Like it never happened.
Because-
It's
Like,
so
what is that? That's a really
evidence-
dumb
You don't-
law.
Yeah, you don't have evidence because
No, but what
they-
if you do have like that's like but when they
a
made,
video.
when they made that law, they were thinking of cell phones and body cams.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that would be different, right? But I think
No,
lot
it's
of it
not.
is
We have a video of him whooping her ass.
Because when witnesses are interviewed with enough time that passes, stories are not.
No,
really
no,
happening.
But Brian, it's on video.
Video
Yeah.
isn't
But
memory.
in that case, yeah.
No, that's statute of limitation.
Yeah.
That's why we're saying they need
Like
if it's
Roman
actual
Polanski
visit-
raped a woman's mouth, vagina, and
13-year-old.
butthole.
No,
a child.
a
Yeah,
13-year-old.
13-year-old. Gave her wine and quaaludes,
Yes.
raped every orifice of her body.
13 years
Then
old.
left to a different country, comes back, and they go, that was a long time ago. And you go, what do you mean it was a long time ago? I don't care how long.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the P. Diddy thing, it's not that long ago, and it's pretty good footage.
It's
It's
the best
terrible,
footage showing
yeah.
how
And they're like,
piece of
bad.
shit he is.
I didn't know
But
that
you
there
know
was
what?
a
It's just
that
off by a
statute. Let's
year.
get
I got-
rid of the statute
I
of
got news for you.
limitations
They
shit.
probably don't need that. They got enough of other shit.
Oh no, we're saying
You're talking
different
about
things.
murder,
No, 100%.
bombings,
Yeah,
sex trafficking.
What about the poor woman he hit? She wants justice.
she already got her money.
You realize
too.
that everything she said is true, right? When you see that, you go, "Oh, everything she said is true." You
Think how much she got.
But she is a woman, Brian. Could everything she say be true?
well, when you
I don't
see
think
that,
everything.
when you see that,
Yeah.
you know, that's my thing. When you see a monster and then you have it on video,
Yeah.
if you're capable of doing that, like beating the crap out of her,
But
you're
also,
capable
there
of
were
it.
signs. Did you not watch Making the Band? How mean he was to those fucking kids. He pulls up at 1 morning and goes, I need my favorite cheesecake. Y'all walk. You got 2 hours.
Wait, what is this making the band thing? What is the
What?
On MTV, Making the Band. So he was searching for a band called Making the Band.
Yep.
He put them through the worst shit
Oh,
ever.
really?
And everyone's like, this is so good. Go Diddy. Dude, he made him walk
You're
through
right.
the fucking hood in New York
Yeah.
for 4 hours to get his favorite cheesecake.
And I heard he fucked them all in the butt.
Probably.
Listen, you never know, but he's an awful
Especially that guy
person.
top right. He looks devastated.
Yeah, if we talked to that guy on your podcast right now, he'd be like, yeah, Brandon, man, fuck the cheesecake. He fucked my ass. I don't mind the whole cheesecake walking through Harlem thing. I was doing that before
The whole
band.
ass stuff. I
Did
couldn't
any of
stand.
them ever make
all
it?
that lube
Did any
he
of them
put on me.
ever come out of like?
I don't think so. I think
No, no.
One of them did, I think.
No.
Girl group did.
Yeah.
Danity Kane. He did Danity Kane making the band with that. But then like
That's
Aubrey,
a different. That's not this. So there's
No.
making the. This was the first making the band.
I think this guy Choppa was probably like the most
little-
successful.
And Dylon is from
You know
Dave
what
Chappelle's
is fascinating? How the fuck did P. Diddy make it through the Me Too movement if this is all...
I know.
Payment.
What in
Well,
the
not just
hell?
payment. It was also, it's a different community. Everybody keeps their mouth shut because that guy had people that could kill you. They were afraid of him.
Yeah.
He had Kid Cudi. Apparently, that's true that he got his car blown up.
But
Hear me out. Do you feel like maybe... This is real deep. This is Eddie Bravo stuff here. Do you think that maybe... Every time there's an election, it's like they have a big filing cabinet and they just look through some things. They go, oh, we could do this P. Diddy one, an election's coming up. It's almost like all these things
have a
magically, like now we're talking about this, or
it is weird.
When Hunter Biden was being investigated and then Donald Trump got arrested, magically everyone's talking about some submarine explosion that happened in the... Like there's these things just kind of pop up out of nowhere that catch everyone's attention.
Epstein?
I'm with you.
The whole Epstein stuff, just take your focus on what's going on.
Sure.
I just don't know still why we don't see that.
It's crazy. I mean, why are we
have
talking
that
about
list?
P. Diddy butt fucking band members when there's an election happening?
And it's also
And the CIA is trying to kill a former president.
yeah, with this is the least of my worries. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
but what about
yeah.
the guy that tried shooting Trump? Oh,
There's a guy-
shut up.
Yeah, don't talk
Look
about
at
that.
P. Diddy, 1,000 lube.
You're saying they're trying to
hold
take
on.
our attention away.
But there was a 18-year-old with no social media that got 8 shots off at our president. But look at P. Diddy though.
He
dude.
almost blew our president's head off on live television. They go, did you know P. Diddy butt fucks kids? You go, what?
And they never mention it.
I'll come back to that.
They don't mention the 2 assassination attempts.
Can't you do this in the slow times of the news? You know, why is it happening
It is
now?
strange how this stuff starts to boil up.
Kind of curious.
Yeah, that's right. That submarine, the Titanic, like
Just
took
all this
took
weird
it by
stuff.
storm.
Yeah.
And I was, what happened to Ukraine?
What's going on?
What happened to Ukraine?
The
Remember that
news
was on the news cycle.
Americans are bored with it.
24/7.
I can't wait. I want that filing cabinet just full of things where they're like, all right, this is the one now. Because like that's what it feels like.
I wonder if they called Diddy like, "You're up, bud.
We need you, bud.
Well, remember,
Don't worry.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry. We'll
I think
figure
they
it
found
out."
a bunch of shit and they're like, oh, we got our thing now. Let's go. You know, they got...
Oh, here we go.
Here's one. I came across this.
I already like it 'cause it's
the
John
most
Boy.
dangerous sport. It's called Red versus Blue.
Oh, yeah. This is
Play the
Italy.
clip.
It's like Red Rover.
It's crazy. So this is red versus blue.
Oh, I have seen
The
this.
front lines, they just box each other and do mixed martial
Bare
arts.
knuckles.
They're gonna try to get the ball into the other end, right? It's all sand. It's a 50-minute match. It's tied up 7 apiece, and we're in extra time now because the 50 minutes has expired. That guy gets tackled. He loses the ball. And you see that? That's why you want to have the upper ground when you're pinning someone down. So he's going to get tackled.
Oh, so you can get the ball.
Throws the ball backwards, and that red dude is on top of that blue dude, so he's able to punch it out of there because he's got him pinned down. Some ancient Italian games, medieval stuff that they still do. Now he's got an open lane. Next goal wins because we're in extra time, and he's just going to throw that all the way down. Blue's got a beat on it, but they just hold him back. It goes into the end zone, and red win. You've never seen this.
That's pretty awesome.
Doesn't it feel like that's what I picture the yard is like in prison?
Me too.
Like those are the games they play in jail. That's what I picture.
It's supposed to like emulate, medieval fighting.
MMA and rugby.
Yeah.
Which team would you be on, red or blue?
I'm not
Red.
answering that.
It depends if I'm a Crip or a Blood.
That's what I'm saying. Which
You know what
one?
I'm
You'd
saying?
rather be a Crip or a Blood?
not saying.
Oh, this is how they should solve the whole presidential debate, dude.
that'd be
Democrats
great.
versus Republicans.
Good old fashioned knife
Let
fight.
me know how it goes.
Yeah, Republicans.
I'd be red all the way, dude. Look at me. I didn't wear boots today for nothing. Team red.
B, you guys, I want your opinion on this one. So a lot of fans are coming out and like ripping apart Sean O'Malley's coach for some of the stuff he was saying in his corner. Because at one point he even said like, we're almost done with this. And it was clear like O'Malley wasn't looking good in that 4th round. So why would you even say that? I don't know.
What does that mean?
Like he was saying like, we're almost done with this.
What do you think he means? Like, what are they implying that he means?
That it just wasn't his night. Like he wanted to get out of there.
We're
Come
almost
on,
outta
dude,
here.
we're almost done with it.
Those two are best friends.
Best friend.
So, whatever Tim was saying, he's trying to help his friend out. And
Yeah, they have matching tattoos. Look at
he's
his
done
neck.
So far, that duo's done a pretty damn good job, I'd say, in MMA.
Yeah,
got to
they've
the top
done
of
great. It could be an issue though because they're so close. Sometimes you don't want your best friend
Right.
giving you advice. You know what I'm saying? Where coach you respect so much. I'm sure that he respects him, but but you're not scared of them. Like if you're my coach and tell me to do something, I'm like, yeah, I got it, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
I
it's a
should ask you
relationship.
this. Should we be hearing what they're talking about in the corner?
No,
Usually you do.
It's none of our
No.
goddamn business.
you
You're doing
shouldn't.
boxing though. You're doing.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's right.
I know, but we don't need to mic the coaches
No.
in Major League Baseball.
No,
we don't need
I
to
don't
be
think they
like.
should mic them up.
Has it ever been different in the UFC? though?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
This is new. Yeah, yeah.
That's not true.
What
happened?
When did they give coaches mics?
I mean, I remember hearing.
Say it one more time.
When did they put audio to corners?
It's not that when they have a camera on you, you hear it sometimes. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but why?
always
Like,
heard-
I think to
No,
myself, like,
they have audio.
we shouldn't be hearing
oh,
what
they have
they're.
audio.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Guys, what fight was it where like the beginning they I think it was Herb like warned one of the fighters like do not talk to the coach like that. He was like, let me do my job.
I don't know.
Well, that was when I think what's his name Tim was yelling at Merab and Merab.
Yeah, and
complained
Merab
about
was
it.
like
Yeah.
chirping at him.
Yeah,
and they were
I
like-
think the coach is getting more shit. His coach is getting more shit because he was yelling at Merab, which is a little unprofessional. Like I'd be embarrassed as a fighter if my coach was yelling at my opponent. I'm like, hey,
Oh,
what
yeah.
are you doing, dude?
That's interesting.
But they had beef in it. I don't know.
If there's a better way to like search it, but I just look for when they start miking corners, nothing's popping up.
Probably in the last 10
But
years.
I feel like in the beginning, I don't remember hearing.
didn't do it,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just wondering, like, if it's really for me to hear.
It's
It's
not.
just like,
like-
I don't think I really need to start poking in on. Well,
It's fun for fans, like a supplemental thing they add to it, which is fun for fans, but it's not necessary at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I think it should be private.
No, I think it's interesting for me.
No, it's interesting as fans.
I like
But
it.
we don't
They-
need
They
to.
got like outfielders with microphones in Major League Baseball, and they're goofing off, and then all of a sudden he's like, and starts running
Dude,
to get
have
a
you- I
fly
was
ball, and
watching
I'm
the
like, dude, let
Dodgers.
him focus.
Dude, I'm watching the Dodgers 2 out, and they got mic'd up, and I asked him, like, so in high school, he's like, yeah, in high school, and he's going through the whole story, he's like, in high school, hold on,
Yeah.
catches the ball, and he throws it up, woo, that was close.
Can we just wait till he's off the goddamn field to interview him?
But
Like,
this is my whole thing with the UFC, with all this, and Brian's like, I like the comedy.
Yeah.
It's not for you. Like,
Yeah.
if the fighting is not enough,
Yeah.
if the baseball's not enough, if the football's not enough, go somewhere else.
what
no,
if
no, that's
every
not
time
true.
I punch, I've got to say a homophobic slur? You know, I don't want that,
Correct.
Mike.
Watching the coach say it in real time is interesting for us. Like that's part of the fight game,
Yeah.
right? It's still part of the game.
But you don't have to
I get
it.
not
You don't
wanting
have
it.
to have it.
I love Brad and Angelina Jolie. Why can't I hear what they talk about when they go to sleep? It's
No, because
like, why
in the
can't I
heat of-
subscribe and
no,
hear them
in
mic'd
the
up
heat of
all
battle,
day?
I want to see if the coach says, try this, and that, and then he does this, and that, and
Yeah.
he.
But no other sport
what's
does.
the
Like, can you
strategy?
imagine an offense coordinator was mic'd up?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Brian's like, I just want to see what they're doing on offense.
strategy,
And it's
yeah.
like, dude, but you're giving
that
away
wouldn't-
their
no,
game
that,
plan.
That wouldn't work. Yeah.
Why
This
wouldn't it
might
work?
be the similar.
If you were educated enough on football, it would work.
No, that's what I'm saying. That
That's what I'm
wouldn't work
saying.
because the other team would hear it. They'd figure out how.
But
to
isn't
get
this
that.
live?
So
Yes,
yeah,
this
this
is
is
live.
different.
So
the
they
other
could
guy's
have
in the
like
other
a little
corner.
thing
Nah,
that-
but it's easier to control. You can't do that with the NFL because if you're going to tell them what their offensive coordination is, they're going to be able to.
There's a long time
adjust.
planning.
Yeah. So for this, it's like I don't mind it. I mean, if you said
I don't
we
like
can't
it
do
either because
anymore, I
also you
get
can
it.
see the way the communication between the coach and the fighter for the future fights. That's why Mark Henry would do certain code words and he would change it every single fight
Have to.
because he knew they were mic'd up.
Yeah.
And they would download his codes and you'd have to change it
Really?
every
I
single
was
fight.
wondering how long playbooks last in the NFL because every time if a team goes to the Super Bowl, they almost inevitably lose their defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator to become a head coach for a different
Yep.
team. Which means now I know the whole defensive scheme for the team I just played for last year. Do you have to just change everything every year?
But they usually get a guy. So if it's like Good Old Boys Club. So if the guy comes from say Mike Shanahan's tree of coaching, like it's a West
They
Coast
know his tendencies?
No, they have a similar system. So they might have different names, but the guys can understand the concepts. So you'll see a guy that comes in is usually somewhere along that tree.
Yeah.
So because if let's say it's a new offense coordinator for say Dak Prescott, you can't just put in a fucking brand new guy, teach him all new shit.
what I'm saying.
He's gonna have to come in and have some sort of background.
Interesting. Well, so wait, is there audio of this? Because I'd like to know what you guys think he meant by "we're almost done with
I
this."
still don't know what it means.
But they need some context.
but
I definitely remember.
It's also
hearing him
probably
say-
taken out of context. He might be like, "Hey, we're almost done with this. You got one more round. We're almost done with this. Give it everything you got."
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would assume. I haven't seen this.
I have no idea.
I remember watching it, and I remember when he said it, there was no follow up after that. So it was kind of odd for me because it was like obvious Sugar wasn't doing great at that point. and I would have thought like maybe.
No, this is to me
it
is
just didn't
like
make sense.
this is people reading into.
But again,
stuff.
like people shouldn't be having a mic like that close.
This
to
is
them.
somewhat related. Do you think Sean O'Malley's attractive? You're the only girl in here.
Yeah.
Yes,
he looks
he's
like a
good-looking-
crazy person.
He's a good-looking dude.
You think so?
Sure.
He's got
Wow.
charisma.
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
talking about. Looks.
He looks crazy to
Yeah.
me.
He
If I was a
Yeah.
chick, I would look at that guy and go, Jesus, what is he, a SoundCloud rapper? I would, like, if I was a chick, I would not be my type of guy, Sean O'Malley.
Nah, he's a unique.
As a bro, he's my type of guy. I'd
Yeah.
kick it with that guy every day. I'd hang out with him.
You didn't
But
ask
as
if he was my type. You asked if I thought he was good-looking.
Nah,
yeah,
he's
attractive.
cute. He's cute.
And
he's
you
got
said
he's got
yes.
a
A lot of
tailpiece
people
on
are
him.
good-looking.
that's what now you're trying to wiggle out of
Nah,
it.
Sean,
He has,
Look at him.
he has a unique look.
looks crazy,
He's like he's a peacock. He's
Yeah.
a
Peacock.
different look amongst fighters.
he's a unique. He's an original.
oh,
he
yeah.
looks like if
That's a
you
good-looking dude.
when
Come
you
on,
let
man.
my
He's out for a
nephew-
while.
If you let my nephew do whatever he
He's out
wanted.
for a while. What do you mean?
He has to have surgery.
Hip surgery?
He's hip surgery.
Yeah, how do you feel about him saying that afterwards? He said it was 10 weeks before the fight with Merab. So do you give him crap for like having to say
I don't
like,
give
oh,
him crap for anything.
For saying what?
just saying that he had an injury before the fight because he lost the fight.
Oh,
so-
interesting.
Probably did.
But also everyone does. But also the coach could when he's like we're almost out of here. That could also be like his hips
Oh,
really
yeah. See,
bad.
it could be a bunch of things. I just didn't know what the hell. it
where,
meant.
where he's injuring it more, so he's like, dude, just get through us, just bite down on the bullet, get through it, because we're almost out of here. I know your hips about to fucking fall off. We got one round left.
Yeah, or maybe he was talking about the conflict in Ukraine. We're
out
almost
of
done.
You know what?
Yeah.
Might be right.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know, he's just giving him a little tip in the
contacts.
corner. Yeah. I think he looks cool there.
Just it's always like for me, it's like you watch this duo that has done so well against so many odds. When you get to the top of the game and you hold the belt for that long, and then you lose to a monster
We
wrestler,
didn't hold the belt that long, bro.
but long enough. It's a long time, dude.
No, you wouldn't say long.
How long has he been champion? How long? Pretty long time.
How many times did you defend the belt, Jen? Twice?
Sean?
Yeah. Twice, right?
Yeah, I think it's
beat
twice.
Peter
Aljo,
Yan.
beat Cheeto.
Aljo, Peter Yan.
So go down, Chen.
Yeah, I'll have a water.
Either way, I mean,
We're almost done, he says.
To get to the top of the food chain like that, and then now they're like, well, his coach was this. It's like, shut up.
No, but you wouldn't say defend the belt for a long time. Long times like Jose Aldo, John Jones, like that's
Who's the
outliers.
GOAT?
John Jones.
John Jones is the GOAT. Thank you.
So look, he won the belt from Aljo. He defended it once against Cheeto and then lost. So he had the belt
Yeah.
under a year.
18-2 is pretty good.
He's a great fighter.
Not that it's not impressive, B, but I'm saying you wouldn't say he defended it for a long
Right,
time.
right.
That's incorrect. Correct would be like Jose Aldo, Khabib,
9
GSP. Like you're talking like years. That's
Dude,
a
I'm
long
about
time.
to be the GOAT.
It's
Dude.
the
I'm
toughest thing to do.
going
in
to
the
learn
world.
this stuff. You'll see.
It's the toughest thing.
It's the toughest thing to do in the world, especially at the lower weight classes.
Yeah.
It's impossible
Yeah.
to do.
What would
Wait.
Jeff's weight class be?
Wait till I get in there.
That's
You
actually
would be
good question.
you'd be a 185er.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there are guys your size that are 170. It's
Yeah.
hard, but
I'm
I
like
mean,
Bamboo, baby.
What's his name?
Dalsim from Street Fighter. You know that guy?
Dalsim.
Yo-
That's
Yoga
good.
in the day, ass kicking
how
at
much
night.
how much do you weigh right now?
I'm 210.
I mean, that's
170, 100% then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are guys
no.
that suck down.
With your
a
length
big-
Yeah.
and height.
Neil Magny.
Neil
yeah.
Magny, yeah, and Darren Till.
I'm going to start going to John Jacques Machado's school.
Oh, nice.
That's a big time school, bud.
Excited about it. Just
be
want
cool.
to want to meet some people, learn how
Those
to
legs.
You're gonna
do
love
some
it,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You're
I've
gonna
heard it's
love
like a community. It's like a brotherhood.
Nothing better. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's
You're
why I
gonna
want to
love
do it. Yeah,
I bet you get addicted to it.
I want to. Yeah, I get
great.
really into things. You know, like
Same.
I learn a thing and then I get
All in.
obsessed.
You'll be
and
good
so
too.
it's
Long
gonna be cool.
arms, long legs.
And they do gi there, right?
I don't know.
You should learn.
I met a guy at the cigar lounge, and he was the buddy that I took to the cigar lounge. My buddy Jonathan Mitchell, shout out to him. And he was like, he's been doing it, maybe not at this school, but at a different one. And it's like changed his life because he's kind of this hipstery guy. He's never had like masculine men like in his life. He never really cared for that. He's a really nice guy. He's got 2 kids. He's got a great wife. And then he started going to this, and he's like, dude, it's great. I've met like other awesome like honorable men. It's made me a better dad. He
cool.
deleted all his social media. He's
great.
like, he just really like. It's really put him kind of on this little narrow. And so then we met another guy who knows this guy. And he's like, you should go to this guy's. And so now I'm going.
Best thing for a boy too. My
That's
son.
one of the best schools. Yeah, Machado's is legit. Good for you.
Close
man.
to here, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, very quickly, don't get as great as Merab. Congrats, awesome. Don't get too used to him being at the top.
Maybe we don't know.
Who we talking about?
I think that you're going to see
talking
that
about Merab?
Yeah.
Umar is going to is snatch that belt right up.
But y'all said that Sugar would beat Merab. You know,
His name's Merab.
I think Umar's going to. I think
Dvalishvili.
Merab's wrestling
Who
is
wins?
no good here with Umar.
Ooh,
It's
I
gonna
think
be-
you'll be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
And I think Umar's a way better striker.
What's
I think
Merab's bite force PSI?
That's the question.
No,
You know-
Travis the Chimp
All
versus
due respect to
Merab.
Merab, he's awesome.
You know,
Love-
Merab
love
outstruck
him.
Sugar. Not even close.
Well,
Shutout.
He was shutting him. He was basically bop 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 in closing distance. So
Okay, whatever you want to
it's
say.
all wrestling. It's all wrestling.
Yeah.
It was wrestling. It's not striking. It was wrestling. And he's now going to have his. I'd love to put a wager on. You don't want to bet against Umar, right?
Sure.
I'll tell you what. I'll bet you. Name 2 fighters Umar's beat.
Well, the 2 guys I've watched, I don't know their names, but I mean, I've watched his
Yeah.
fights.
No bets.
but they're all tough guys.
Until you do some research on
But
Umar, I will
besides
bet you.
Corey
Well, take his
Sandhagen,
money, dude.
besides Corey Sandhagen, who
Name
did a
someone.
great job against him, but the only name that was because Umar was number 13, then
I'm aware.
jumped up.
I know.
You know,
Brendan
So the
bets
only
different
guy
than
he's
me.
fought who's amazing is Corey
I think
Sandhagen.
the guy's full of
now,
shit, I
Now
bet.
the other fight is Corey Sandhagen and Sean, which I think is going to happen.
No, it's not
That's
happening.
gonna be-
Sugar's out for a long,
Oh, right,
long
he's-
time.
He's hurt.
But I'll bet you when you can do some research on Umar and tell me who else he's fought.
No,
just say that because you can't base it off the Corey Sandhagen fight.
But you're right. He hasn't fought names that you would know right now, right? So Umar
He's
didn't
had
fight
tough
anybody in the
He's had
top-
tough
yeah.
competition
Yes,
though.
But
It's just because this can be the narrative, and it's not. I'm not taking it out on
Yeah.
you. The narrative is Umar striking so good. Merab's gonna have so many problems with
Right.
him. My answer to my rebuttal, all that is cool. Who has he fought where you learned that?
well,
it's a
guy named
parody- no, it's
Corey
a-
Sandhagen.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. It's a parroting thing though, because if you look into it, his striking's good, no doubt. Better than Merab's.
Well-
Sugar's is light years ahead of Merab's.
He loves parrots.
And that
He had
didn't
a
go
macaw.
well.
I understand.
But you're gonna say his wrestling, and my
Yeah.
rebuttal to that. Now you and the rest of the fan base, you're going based off the wrestling against Corey Sandhagen, who's not a
No, I'm
wrestler.
going against his wrestling in general with his fights.
Okay, again,
Yeah.
name what fight impressed you with his wrestling.
Well, I mean, his
But
ability.
this
to
is my whole
stop
point. You know what I'm
takedowns-
saying? But this,
Yeah.
it's no different than politics. Where like Kamala this and this, it's headlines.
No.
But when you look into
but
it,
Umar has really just Umar's wrestling. So he's got 2 Olympians in his camp. They train all the time. The wrestling, even though Umar started as a striker, Umar is steeped in that wrestling, right? So in terms of
and
what
you
I'm
don't
saying
think
is that-
Merab is.
So I think
he has 3 world champions they trained.
But guess what?
3.
Guess what? I think Umar and Merab, wrestling wise, are going to cancel each other out. Now we're left with striking. That's what I'm saying. And same height, pretty much. It's a little bit different. It's going to be, and I think now,
I think
what's
it's
the
gonna be
X
a lot.
factor?
It's going to be a
gonna
lot
striking.
tougher fight than you think.
Well, because Merab's a monster. Of course.
And this is
Anybody
what
who
else.
fights is
This is
gonna
what
be a
else you're
bitch.
leaving out. What happens in the 5th round when Merab has the best cardio we've ever seen?
I haven't seen Umar. His cardio is not in question either, right?
Again, what fight do you see where you were
Corey
impressed with?
Sandhagen.
One fight.
That's,
you have
but
one
that's-
sample
That's
size.
so significant.
No, it's not because
Corey's
he's not going against a
amazing.
wrestler.
But Corey's as you want to talk about a guy who like was such a pain in the ass for
That
Umar.
doesn't matter. Nothing harder than wrestling.
Yeah, but Corey was wrestling with him. They spent a lot of time on the
See,
ground.
again, your sample size is one fight going. His
it's
cardio
a
is fantastic.
significant one when you got the number.
It's not though, because Merab
3 or
has
2.
11 we cannot name off against 4 world champions
Right.
with great cardio.
I understand.
And he beat all of them.
I understand.
But you're going off one fight.
I understand. So he's.
Is that
going
not
to-
weird to you though?
No, it's not because
11. We have 11 sample size.
Umar's wrestling is going to be just as tough as Merab. So I think they're gonna-
According to when he beat Corey Sandhagen.
according
that's
to
your
all
sample
his
size.
fights, dude. He's
Again, what fight are you regarding? You watched one fight.
I didn't just watch one fight.
You're
I've
full of
watched-
shit. You told me that.
No, I've watched a bunch of his fights.
Oh,
Umar,
come on.
What do you mean? I've watched. I don't know the names. I've watched his. I've watched him fight. I've watched on YouTube Umar fight. Umar's wrestling is ridiculous.
It's
Umar's-
good.
It's not good. It's ridiculous.
It's good.
And not only is his wrestling good, his gas tank is without question. And then
think his gas tank's as
and
good
then
as Merab?
Then he's front kicking you. He's kicking your legs. He's punching you. His striking is high level Muay Thai shit. High level, right? Way higher. So you'd agree that Umar's striking is way higher than Merab's, right?
So was Sugar's though, and we saw how that worked out.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. You
Yes.
you think Umar striking's better than Sugar's?
I think Umar's striking is definitely as good as Sugar's without question. I think Umar's striking is as good as anybody's I've seen. I think it's as good as Corey Sandhagen's.
Shit.
It's as good as Corey Sandhagen's.
Okay.
Now maybe I haven't seen a fight anybody who can.
It's like 2 + 2 = 6. Okay.
But he beat he beat Corey Sandhagen
All day.
Do you think they're going to
that's-
start calling
that's
the
a
rear
huge
naked
endorsement.
choke the Diddy?
No, striking too. That's a huge endorsement.
Okay.
Right, but you
question.
got to give
I'm
it
going
up.
based off 11
A
case
5-round
studies of
fight.
Merab.
I'm sorry?
I'm
Was
going
it
off
3-round? Was Corey 3-round or 5-round?
5.
Yeah, 5-round. I mean,
Right?
5-round.
5 rounds.
It's for the
think
right
it was.
title.
Sandhagen was 5.
It was 5.
Yeah.
Title eliminated.
That's
the main event, yeah.
significant. That should be a big enough endorsement. And he came up from what was his ranking? 13? No, he was all the way down there. And there's a reason they bumped him all the way up.
I got a fighting question for you guys. Why when they go, oh, he's the undisputed champion? I don't know, it's pretty fucking disputed. A lot of disputes over this. Like, what are you
Right.
talking about?
You're right. I don't know why you're going bad on Umar.
It's the same thing the entire fan base does. They jump on a guy, and I always go,
But nobody's jumping on him. I'm not jumping on him.
you're all over him.
No, I've been talking about Umar. I've been talking about Umar for about a year now.
No, get the fuck
I have.
outta here, dude.
I have because
No, you're talking about the guy in Bellator.
His brother's a monster. Umar's a monster. I'm saying
I can't win.
Those
Okay.
guys were talked about.
I can't win.
Those
Okay.
guys were
My whole
talked
thing
about.
is, name your favorite 5
I'm not
Umars.
jumping on him.
Name your
I'm
favorite
not
5
jumping
Umars
on him.
besides Corey Sandhagen.
I'm not jumping on him.
This is how it
He's
goes.
undefeated. He's never
I know.
lost.
What's your favorite fight from?
That's significant.
What was your favorite
He
fight?
and his brother
not Corey-
are totally undefeated.
For sure.
And not only that,
what was your favorite
but
fight outside Corey Sandhagen?
all of them. I've
There you
watched a
go.
whole
All
bunch of them.
Yeah, I love all of them.
One-
But wait,
135.
What's your favorite Malcolm
they've been talking
Gladwell
about-
book? All of them.
Wait a minute. They've been talking about
All
Nurmagomedov, the Nurmagomedov brothers. They've been talking about them for 2 years.
I know you've been all
3
over
years.
it.
Okay,
All since day one.
but I have. I've been. You're
Okay.
saying I only knew about Umar. I was talking to you about Umar. What did I say to you? How long ago? Well, you can probably look at it. At
months
least
ago.
6 months ago, where I was
months
like,
ago.
"You're going to see Umar Nurmagomedov be a champion." I said that at 35.
Everyone said that.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
It's not a mistake
That's
that
what I'm
everyone's
saying.
saying.
Everyone's
It's not, it's not a
Kamala
fan base.
Harris policy.
It's people that follow
All
MMA
of
who
them.
said this guy doesn't lose. He's the whole
And to
package.
everyone I go, what's your favorite Umar fight where you were so impressed outside Corey Sandhagen?
Watching
They
that
can't
guy,
name one.
watching that guy strike and wrestle and beat everybody is all I need. Do I need to know their Russian names to tell you that?
No, the UFC fighters they compete against, so you know how he's going to compete against Merab.
No. So what you're saying is that we haven't seen him fight anybody in the top 5 besides Corey Sandhagen. 100%. Guess
No,
what?
you
he
haven't
did?
seen him fight. You haven't seen him fight personally for long. Maybe some clips on YouTube more than Corey Sandhagen is
Well,
what
not
I'm
clips.
saying.
I've watched his fights.
But you can't name who he fought.
I don't remember the names, but I
But,
watched his
hey,
fights.
but you didn't though, dog.
What do you mean?
You didn't watch UFC fucking Noches, and you're watching Umar's
I've been
history
watching.
fights.
When I started hearing about Umar, I looked at his brother,
come on.
and I looked at his brother and him, and I went, "Who are these guys?" And I saw these guys kicking and punching like on a
so
different level and
sat
wrestling.
down. So you sat down and watched all 6 of his UFC fights on UFC Fight Pass.
I watched a lot of his fights. I watched his fights before he was in the UFC, and I watched his fights when he was in the UFC.
On Fight Pass.
No, I watched them on YouTube. I watched them, on another thing called.
Okay.
So, you're saying
I'm calling bullshit. I think you watched some of it. I don't think you watched all his fights.
Did I watch every single one of Umar's fights? No. There's a reason I was mentioning Umar. And-
Everyone was though B. That's not that you don't get a fucking.
But that's
carrot
but
for
that's
that.
but what I'm saying is that that's an educated. When you say Umar is going to be a champion, I'm speaking from an educated point of view. I'm not saying it as a fan who only watched one fight and got excited. That's not what I'm doing.
You're getting offended right now? You're getting offended right now?
No, because other people
Everyone's
watch
saying
fights.
Umar.
But so I don't understand your argument. You're saying
I'm saying it's crazy to say Umar's going to steamroll Merab.
It's not crazy to say. I didn't say steamroll.
Based off of-
I didn't say steamroll. Don't get too attached to Merab being a championship because your money should be on Umar for this fight.
Yeah, and you said his striking's way better, his wrestling's way better, and I said, what about his
Striking's
cardio?
better. Striking's better, and his wrestling is at least as good from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's fair.
But okay, so why are you giving me a hard time for saying that Umar? You're going, this is what all the fans say, and you're saying
because I know you, and I know you haven't watched all his fights. That's all I'm saying, and I'm saying that's all good.
no, it's not all good because I've watched a ton of his
that's
fights because
bullshit. When
I was talking about him 3 months ago
come
before
on.
he beat Corey Sandhagen.
All right, then I'm wrong.
I was talking about Umar. I've been talking about Umar for 4 months, 5 months when I started hearing about it, and I was like, who is this Nurmagomedov guy? Because I heard somebody say the best 135 pounder on the planet right now is Umar Nurmagomedov, and I went, huh? Oh, his cousin? And so I went down that rabbit hole. You know why? Because I'm on the road with time to spare.
And I
so I
believe you.
watched that.
I believe you.
Yeah, but that's
No
what I'm
argument.
saying.
All right.
So that doesn't.
Then what bet? Then let's just stop all this. We're
Yeah.
arguing stupid shit. Then just bet on it.
Oh, I'd love to.
Let's bet on it.
On the Merab
Yep.
Umar, I'd love
Money.
Now hold on.
I'd like to
Now-
get my money back.
Yeah. Now hold on. His striking's so good. The bet has to be he knocks him out.
I never took that bet.
No,
Hard to knock
I'm
Merab
just
out.
offering you the bet. I'm
Hard
saying
to-
you're saying his striking's
No,
so
I'm
good.
saying he's gonna take the belt. That's what I'm saying.
But your money, his striking's just as good, if not better than Sugar's. So let's bet
It
up
is,
2 to
and
1
that's a
that
fact.
he has to knock
And
him
that's a
out.
fact. He's got
So then he'll knock him out.
His striking is as good as anybody's in the UFC's.
That's so stupid. But so
Not
then he'll
stupid.
knock him
Striking's
out.
amazing.
Well, he won the last 2 by decision. The last 3 out of 4 by decision.
Yeah, those guys are
Once
smaller.
by
It's harder
submission.
to bet on smaller guys
submission,
knocking somebody
submission.
out.
He's only knocked a few people out.
Yes, because
He only has one knockout.
That's at 35. That's typical. It's harder to knock people
So
out.
that'd be a shit bet.
They don't
then,
have the
is my
kind of. They
point.
don't kind of have the kind of power to do that. But he will pepper the shit out of you, and he'll win fights.
I think he's a bitch.
Look at his record. It's so crazy.
I think he sucks.
Look at his record. Now, again, he's fought guys I don't know. Most people don't know because
Yeah.
it's all Russian dudes and all that.
He
But
hasn't had any really tough tests.
all right. I mean,
Who?
I don't know these guys. I don't.
Sergey Morozov.
I'm
It's
just
fair-
saying
it's
he's
fair.
not battle
It's
tested.
fair.
All I'm saying is not battle
He's
tested.
battle tested, but he's not battle tested with the top guys.
You're not battle tested unless you're UFC battle tested. There's battle tested and you're fighting in Russia doing your shit. Then there's UFC tip of the spear battle tested.
Yep.
Merab is fucking battle tested.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Not as bad as Jake Paul. I know
Dude, can
fighting.
you- yeah, hold on.
That Jake Paul can fight.
Can you believe Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are still fighting?
That's crazy.
That's a real thing.
No.
I know, but it just
Is it gonna
it's just
happen?
But nobody
taking
wants it.
forever.
Is
Yeah.
it going to happen though?
Yeah, they just had a press conference. Another one.
Yeah.
And I love Jake's
Let
my
me
boy.
guess. Or let me just explain how the world works. Netflix decides what people want. Netflix just tells people what they want. No one wants this fight, and it's just like it will happen.
But even like Jake posted something like they were at the Dallas Cowboys game, like posted like the video of it and has like, you know, Jake has, I don't know, 40 million followers. It had like 100 likes.
Yeah.
Like no one's like, oh dude, I can't wait
You're
for
going to fight
that.
another old guy. I mean,
I don't get the upside.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you're doing it.
Netflix just will tell us what we want to watch, and then we will.
well, do you still think it's bullshit, or do you think it's going to happen?
I think it happens, but I call bullshit. I
You
think
mean
there's
it's gonna be an
some
exhibition?
malarkey going on.
Oh, really?
I got to pee so bad.
Let's talk about your wiener, Brian.
I was at the gas station. I took a bunch of those pills.
Oh no, dude!
I know,
Do you get
dude.
crazy side effects?
I had to put it in a door jam and
Dude,
slam it.
Bro, I took
Like,
some of
I
those
couldn't get it
prescription
down.
pills for my wiener, and it's not good,
Lasts too
dude.
long.
Oh my god! And I was like, man, I wish there
But
was
I want something
something
that's science backed.
and natural.
Yeah, and I want something that promotes good blood flow. You know, like a pre-workout for sex. You know what
Dude,
I'm
you're
saying?
talking about Joy Mode, the sexual performance booster. It's even more powerful when you use it daily, which we suggest here, not just for sex or before sex. We're talking about sports blood vessel, tissue health, cardiovascular, heart
athletic
health.
performance in and outside of the gym.
Dude, I drank some. I can dunk now. What's up? dude?
What?
That's right.
You can dunk.
Joy Mode is pre-workout for the bedroom. It's easy to take. You just open up the little satchel, mix it with some water, 45
It's
to
actually
4
delicious.
hours prior to sexual activity, you're ready to go. So if you're ready to spice things up and boost your sex game, do it naturally with all the nasty prescription drugs. Boy, do we have an offer for you guys. Go to tryjoymode.com/fighter. Enter fighter at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's tryjoymode.com/fighter. 20% off your first order.
Jeff, you said you stopped drinking a while ago. Is it you still sober?
Still sober. 11 months.
Can you give Chin any
Yeah,
tips?
Jim wants to
Feeling
know how you
good.
did
I
it.
really
Wait.
want to know because he said he felt way better after he stopped drinking.
You think?
Oh, my life's gotten way better. Yeah, I think you said you stopped for a second.
I stopped for like
No.
a couple
Chin
weeks.
stopped for
A couple
2
weeks.
days.
Chin's an
Stop
alcoholic.
hard liquor.
Yeah.
Hard
What?
liquor.
What
Hard
do you
liquor,
want
but
to
also
stop?
drinking.
Chin's always got alcohol in his system.
I enjoy alcohol.
You have a
so
good
it's like-
life, so that's why it's hard to stop. When you're like life is good.
I think you'd be so much better off stopping, Chin.
Like stopping completely.
I stopped completely. My life got exceptionally better.
You stopped?
I haven't had a drink.
Can I, as an old guy, can I say something
Not
about
a
it?
year.
I haven't since. When's the last time we did?
Nah, he stopped. He stopped.
Companion
I know, but I'm
here?
only 11 months, and I think you had a whiskey like when I was on here.
No.
No, it wasn't since the Rampage fight companion. I don't even know if you
Well,
did
that's
that
great.
night.
But you feel better.
Either way, you only
Yeah.
did like a little bit if we did a fight companion, but still,
Even
you
then,
stopped.
I haven't.
That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah, I
I'd
don't
say,
drink at
Chin,
all.
as an old guy, your drinking is going to stop you if you don't stop it eventually. So that's kind of what happens with any kind of thing that we love. That's sort of an addiction. And everybody has it: food, sex, whatever. It'll stop you.
Even with that, I don't think you're in dire or whatever, but I do think it's not going to bring any value
It's not
at
free.
your age, Chin.
Yeah, it's
Like sometimes to me, I just feel like we gotta grow the fuck up a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's how I feel. Like,
And I know it's fun. I know it's
so
fun.
like all the like exterior
Not the
things,
fun
like
part,
my
Bryan.
skin's better, my hair's better, my dick works again, like all the.
You look better, like
I
your
feel
face is
better.
skinnier, like you look
I'll
better.
wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, my face isn't all puffy and shit. Like I don't feel.
But
like,
also, look, now you're doing jujitsu. Like, you
Yeah.
just get more shit
More
done.
time, more
Like, I wake up
money.
at 5 a.m. and there's, like, I'm ready to fucking go,
yeah.
dude.
All my relationships, like the comedy clubs, are like, you're so much better now that you don't drink. And I go, oh, was it a problem? And they go, no. Like they were like,
Yeah.
no, we loved having you here and it was great. It's just you're a lot more sharp and you're a lot more professional. And like they're noticing in a way that you don't have to villainize old Jeff or your old self, and be like, I had a problem and it's so dramatic. Like it doesn't have to be like that. But just everything is infinitely better since I've stopped.
That's a yeah, okay.
I'm
Infinitely
telling you,
better.
Chin, my life in all aspects, every single
Yeah.
aspect got better.
Let
a
me
lot
ask
of
you
times,
this.
Jim, it's like what are you going to replace it with? And you're very attached to the feeling
Time?
it gives you.
No, time is 100% the biggest
Working
thing.
out.
Yeah, you'll get so much time back.
Yeah, but I mean, so when I do music stuff, I honestly cannot channel the lyrics
Yeah.
as well as when I'm, having wine or beer or
Interesting.
something. Yeah.
So my comedy's gotten exponentially better.
That's
also.
what's crazy.
It might be
Because,
a
like,
crutch, though, Chin, because
I'm
when's the
more
last time
like-
you tried writing?
It's a crutch.
We're almost done with an album.
What you're saying is not true.
No, but I'm saying, do you think you could do
right.
it?
It is true.
It may feel that way, but
I take notes after drinking, right? I'll take notes of writing, and I'm like, how the fuck did I come up
How
with
much
this
are you
shit?
drinking?
Yeah.
I don't get drunk.
it might shut off
You're
a
not
part of your
getting drunk.
brain.
No, but it's like, yeah, but I do like to sip.
But also, if you tell yourself that, Chin, yeah, that's going to be the fact.
I mean, that's what I've seen so far.
I guarantee you could figure it out if you weren't drunk.
Well, I used to
drunk.
think
Not drunk.
I
No, I'm
used to
saying
think
drink.
that I was more creative with whiskey. I would say when I'm trying to organize, I would really believe this because I read it somewhere that like if I was trying to organize my material and my bits, I would have coffee and sit down. But if I was trying to like think of something that's funny, I'd be with my buddies and we'd be drinking.
Yeah.
But the truth is, it's not the drinking, it's the hanging with my buddies or having like a conversation,
environment.
like the environment. Because I would still be drinking every goddamn day if I couldn't still go to bars, couldn't still watch my sports, couldn't still hang with my boys and do all this stuff. So once I learned that I could do all that stuff and not drink, I was like, I'm in on this not drinking thing. Because you can still do all those things. Yeah.
That's true.
Thank you very much, Jeff. That's
Yeah.
like very, very
Try
powerful.
it. You'll
It's
be
like,
so
it's
happy
like
you
your
did.
best self is waiting for you. And I
Dude,
don't
it's
know
the
anybody
best.
who's ever drunk a lot and their best self came out. I'm not saying you can't handle it. You can be a high functioning alcoholic, and I've known.
I was very high
I've
functioning.
known
I think I was. To me, I feel like I was like, or Jeff was like my same page.
Yeah.
But
Very
always-
high functioning.
Yeah.
But also like imagine being more productive. Imagine being more productive than you already are. Like you're getting
Chin,
so
but-
much shit done.
But think and I love seeing it. Like, look how much better your career's gotten.
yeah. It's been much better.
Like once he stopped, like Jeff's everywhere, man. Like
Yeah.
your TikTok, your Instagram, like everything's blown up.
Yeah.
And to me, it's always been like I've had this conversation. I'm like, I don't get it because I see you do stand. I'm like, how is Jeff not a household
I
name?
say it all the
Thanks,
time.
man. That
He's
means a
so
lot.
fucking
Thank you very
funny.
much.
I say it
like
all.
you know, I
You're
love you. I'm
hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
it means a lot to me.
and-
Thank
and
you.
I'm like, I don't understand.
I said it. I said
and
he's gonna
then,
be
and then
huge.
you stop drinking.
yeah.
And then,
it
you know,
started to
I see
happen.
on social
Yeah.
media, I'm like, God damn, this thing's getting a lot of views. You post another one, like, holy shit, this thing gets a
Yeah.
lot of views.
You're gonna be
holy,
huge.
and then
Thanks, man.
because you're a professional.
Well,
And
it's like, and
you're
I do
taking-
think like all those
genuinely
little
funny.
things, because I'm sure that we're similar in the way that like you feel good at the end of the day, like, oh, I checked all those things off. I got this much done. Now, not drinking, like you're gonna get double that done, and you got more time. You don't feel
Jim,
all
when
shitty waking up.
This might sound weird, and because I have kids too. Like I go to bed, I can't wait to wake the fuck up. I go to bed at 9 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. I have butterflies going to bed because I get to see my kids. I can't wait to go to the gym. I can't wait to come in here. I can't wait to leave here, go to Tigers baseball for 3 hours. Like,
Yeah.
my life's fucking awesome. dude.
Yeah, it's way better.
And I don't drink. I don't do any of that shit.
I think, Chin, one last
That's good
thing
to hear,
on it
man.
is alcohol can make you feel like it's all good. And alcohol can make you feel like there is no problem here. And there isn't, but there is. Like, ultimately, I'm telling you, when I say it's going to stop you, I'm not talking about
I know what you're
death. I'm
saying.
talking about just your life will not be what it could be. And that...
But also,
That's-
when I was drinking at my heaviest and I had a problem, think how much chaos I had in my life.
Yes.
Dude.
I was
Yeah,
on
for
the
sure.
road. I had this and this. Pull me. I was doing 17
Not
different
connected
shows.
to anything.
Nothing. I was spiraling out of control, trying to get everything because I wasn't even sober. I'm getting drunk on the shows.
Yeah.
Remember, people make fun of me. You drink at 8 a.m. Like, yep. Drinking here. Every show I do 3 shows a day. Hammered when I get home.
Oh, so they say like alcohol doesn't
Chaos.
make you braver; it just makes you not care about the consequences.
Correct.
So it's like so many times I would just like fire off something. Like, I don't give a shit. Like that's how I feel about the subject. Or I'll just text this chick that I don't even really like that much, and then I'd wake up the next day like, you idiot.
It's not you.
I can't believe I said that, or
Yeah.
I can't believe I texted that. I would have never done those things. Like if I wasn't 6 whiskeys deep at the chimney sweep.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm a better dad.
Yeah.
I'm a better person, better friend, better employee, better boss. Like it was out of control, man.
Also,
Like, it's
and
changed my
this is a
life,
little weird one that I probably shouldn't say on camera, but you can also use it if you stop drinking, like for like some sort of past relationship that was there. You can be like, hey, I do want to just say like, sorry, I was drinking a lot, but and then they go, oh, that's nice that he admitted that. Like it does fix those kind of things.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, man, I really burned that bridge being a drunk asshole at that place. They're gonna see this as growth, and they're gonna go, "Oh, well, that's nice." That like, because it is true, you can put it on the alcohol. Like I did a lot of things because of the alcohol. So
My thing's a little different because I'm still a nice person regardless, and I'm
Yeah.
more relaxed when I drink.
That's why I think you don't need a drink. 'Cause
That's-
you're one of the few guys. Like your personality's great, whether you're drunk, not drunk.
Drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're drinking, you're like drunk's triggering word for you, so that's a red flag. But anyway, but when you don't need it to have a good time.
no,
Well-
I don't use it for a good time.
I
That's what
can't
I'm
even tell
saying.
when you're drinking.
all right,
that's
now-
not for
so
good.
here's
I
another
can't.
one. I know
can't.
I'm
Well,
really
you've been with him so long,
harping
too.
on
Every
this
time.
shit, but like I started to believe, or not started. My entire life, I kind of believed that it's cool to be that. Like society or social media or whatever you want, it's a reality, really glorifies it. They make it seem like Tom Waits is the coolest guy in the world. Oh, he's got boots and he's at like a bar with the whiskey and he's about to punch a guy out, or like all the cowboys I love are drunks.
Yeah, they're all
Like,
lonely as
we
fuck,
never.
dude.
I know that's the thing.
They're all lonely
we
as
should be
fuck.
talking
No one
about
wants to
how
be like
it's
them.
okay to have your shit together.
Yes.
It's okay. Like I don't know why we glamorize like a comic would get on stage and be like, "So I was smoking weed," and then the whole crowd claps. We should be talking about how like a lot of my friends shouldn't smoke weed. They're fucking losers
Yeah,
who don't have their shit together.
one of the reasons I really didn't drink at all until I started doing stand up.
Yeah.
And Rogan, before I was at the Comedy Store, never forget, he goes, "You seem nervous, have a shot with me." I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, had a shot, had a good set. I'm like, guess I'm gonna start drinking. I need it for comedy. And I gotta be dark and emo, whatever. So
Yeah.
I started drinking a ton.
Yeah.
And that was my identity, doing that.
And it seems cool. Everyone makes it seem like it's
Yes.
so cool. And it's okay. I don't want to villainize drinking or drugs, but I do want to say like it's okay to like be you know what I like? When people are nice. I like when someone's professional. I like when someone's kind.
When you're on the road, drunk people, I'm so allergic to drunk people.
I like when someone's sharp and they're good at their
Yeah, it's
job.
way better.
And I can text them. I'm up so fucking early. There's a few amount of people on my hand. I can text at 4 a.m. like, "What's up, dude?"
Yeah.
they're lions like me. They're up, dude, doing shit
at these
What's up,
coffee
man?
shops and barbershops and shit, I've been putting these stickers up that say like sobriety is cool, because they have like all this drug stickers, all these weed companies, gummy companies, and they got all the Jack Daniels and all that stuff. And I'm like, it's okay to also. It's pretty cool
Not
to have
do
your
that.
shit together too. Like it's okay to like be sober. Like it's not going to affect your music. It's not going to ruin the art.
I'll tell you what does help your art, proven. Or like a lot of great books were written on nicotine
Oh yeah.
and songs, a lot. A lot of great novels.
So you're, never mind.
No, it's
Different
true.
thing.
Yeah, but it's another substance that
Another-
you put in.
Cigarettes are
Fine.
bad,
It's
but I mean,
totally-
I can't say that a lot of great writers. But no.
Well, outside of AA, is just like one time I had a girl come up to me after the comedy show. She goes, "You were talking about being sober, and you're out here having a cigar." And I was like, have you ever been to AA? Everyone's just like chain smoking cigarettes and drinking black coffee
Oh my God.
while they're talking about how they haven't seen their
just
kids
replace
in
one-
3 years.
yeah,
you know?
replace one
So it's
addiction.
like you can't lump it all as the same.
And then are you at the point now where like alcohol, you're not even like, do you still miss it?
Yeah, it rears its head sometimes. But it's
We're
very
different level.
very fleeting.
I'm now like, you know, because I'm with the baseball dads a lot.
Yeah.
So after the game's like, oh, let's get a beer. I'm like, oh, no,
Oh,
absolutely
interesting.
not.
Well, I feel like that. Like I don't want that lifestyle back. And I used to always say, people go, you seem fine. And I go, yeah, you weren't with me in the morning, like between my ears. I would wake up and be like I'd have to coach myself that my life is okay. And I've got a great life.
What would you? How much were you drinking
I was drinking about a bottle of whiskey, like one of those big ones, a night.
a night?
A night. And it started that pattern started during COVID because it was just so much
Exact
time
same.
and so
Exact
much
same. I was about a bottle of Tiger Thick every single night.
Well, because you're
And
a
then-
big guy, I'm a
and-
big guy, and your tolerance gets so high.
And we were watching, you know, fucking, we were watching Yellowstone. I'd wear a cowboy hat, and I thought it was fun to get drunk. And
Yeah, just keep pouring
My
it.
wife wouldn't drink, and then she was like, "Hey, like, probably a month went by. She goes, hey, you know, you've drank a bottle every night."
Yeah, same.
And I was like, yeah, but isn't it fun? She goes, for you, you're having fun. I'm not. I went,
Right.
oh fuck.
Damn.
And so I was like, oh, I won't do it at home. I'll only do it at the
Yeah.
studio when I'm on the road.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm like, I gotta get my drinks, and then
I love this for you. This makes me happy.
Then I'm on the road, getting drunk, all the, you know, doing my thing and
Yeah.
going on stage, and then
And you can handle it too because you're big.
I could handle it, but I can't. But also,
can't.
you know what?
Nobody
I can't.
can.
And
It's not
also,
fair. It's not-
why?
Nobody can. You think you can.
What's the point?
I-
we like you. We don't. It doesn't.
it's just
It's
useless.
nothing. If unless you want to.
No, I don't
You
need.
don't
I'm an
need
outgoing
it.
person.
Yeah,
like
it's
I don't
fine.
need it for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I just made all my worst decisions drinking. But also, like, in the mornings, like, I would, like, because it's a real chemical imbalance, you know? I'd wake up and just be, like, sad. And I'm like, I have no reason to be sad.
Yeah.
And I'm just, like, so, like, that has to be what the alcohol is doing
And this
to
is
me.
so good for you, Jeff. Like you're getting older. Like wait till you have kids, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be such a good dad because you've
Yeah.
gone through this experience. You're a disciplined dude and you're a good person. Like you need to have kids because we need more Jeffs in this world.
Oh, thanks.
And for my kiddos, it's like, yeah, I got sober for them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like I gotta be on my shit, dude.
Yeah, the
'Cause
last
they look
thing
at me
you
like
want them
Superman.
saying is like, oh, my dad was always drunk all the
Superman's not
time.
sleeping in. Like my kids, they know me now. They know me now. Before they get up, dude, I've been up for 3 hours. I went to the gym. I ran 3 miles. I come back. What's up, dude?
Yeah.
I go in the room every morning with my shirt off like this. I go, what's up? What are you guys doing? Oh, you just
love it.
waking up? You just waking up?
Lazy
And then,
bones.
can we feel it? I go, go ahead and feel them. Go ahead, soak it in. I go, speak.
I love that.
See something you like, speak up. Every morning.
See
love
something
that.
you like,
Every
speak
morning.
up.
That's great.
That's the- then
I
the-
love this for
yeah,
you.
and they're like,
I just
oh,
love that. I didn't know you were doing that. That's
They're like,
fucking
Dad's
awesome.
a beast. And then they really saw it when some dude tried to come for my wife and kids, and I was up the street.
Yeah.
And then I pulled up and fucking threatened the guy, and they're like, Dad's Batman.
Yeah,
I was
hell
like,
yeah.
you're damn right. See kids tomorrow.
No, I love that
Yeah, it's
so
great.
much. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, I just think it'll change your life in a
I
good
appreciate
way.
I wish you would give it a
Yeah.
shot, Chin.
I'll give it a shot for more than 2 weeks. Yeah.
No.
It's
A
easy to
shot
be
shot
like-
means 3 months, big dog. A shot of giving a real shot after
Yeah,
3
yeah.
months.
That's
If
what I
you're
said
like,
more.
oh man, I'm just not the same. All right, you gave it a shot. I guarantee at 3 months, you're like, dude, I'm kind of fucking feeling good. I'm on my shit, man.
Well, it's easy to be like in a ditch and be like, stopping drinking like helped my life. But like, you should know that like, even if your life is fantastic, it just gives it that more of a bump. Better.
When you don't drink.
Yeah, by not drinking.
Yeah.
Like, because I guess, like, you know, if the guy's homeless and he goes, and then I gave up drinking and now I'm doing better, like, that's a better story or whatever. But my life was already pretty great.
You got to get to the why. You got to come up with why, Chin.
Because you're
Health. It's for health.
that's
well,
not-
health
that's
for
not
you,
strong
but
enough.
also you're so talented, Chin. Like grab the fucking lice by the fucking horns, dude.
Oh, that's
Be
what I was
the
going to
musician.
say.
Be the
you don't
musician
want to.
you're
You don't want to be
supposed to be.
compromised when you grab that fucking bull by the horns.
Yes.
You want to be fucking strong as can be because it's the fucking ride, dude.
You could make the argument sometimes we make like
you, by the
human
way.
beings do weird things like they don't want to take responsibility for being as good as they could be, so they'll drink. It's a good excuse.
I was going to say where it rears its head is like, I'll be at like a Dodgers game and a guy will walk by me with a cold beer. And I'll like, that's when I'll like just have this thought like, oh, that looks pretty good
Was
right
beer
now.
was beer your thing too?
Yeah, just the drinking culture is really
The
what
culture,
I was
that's-
addicted to.
yeah, exactly.
Especially at baseball games, like
Yeah.
I take the kiddos to baseball game. I'll see a
Hot
cold
dog
beer,
and yeah.
But and then now I just do it for the kids. They're like, Dad, you're not drinking at all. I'm like, nah, I got shit to do, man.
Right, I
drink
love that. Yeah, I
don't-
associate it
I go,
now
I don't
with-
drink that poison, man.
Love it.
And I go, who do you like? They go, Tom Brady. I go, he doesn't drink. Who
Yeah.
else you like? LeBron. He doesn't drink. Who else you
Absolutely.
like? Who else? Juan Soto doesn't drink. He might.
Donald Trump doesn't drink.
Nope. True. He doesn't work out.
Don Trump.
You only get so many beats in your heart.
You can eat
right.
McDonald's
Mary
every
said
night
that.
if you don't drink.
So
You
your
know?
body's got a battery in it.
You only get so many beats. I love that.
Might be right.
What do you got, Jen?
All right.
Let's end on this.
Vince McMahon trailer.
And on this one,
Whatever you want.
So,
have a
so
good
the headline is trailer for Vince McMahon Netflix documentary has been released. Here's my question. A lot of these docs, the guys that they're doing the docs on, they're executive producers.
I don't know if that's true for this.
So they can decide what stays in, what stays out.
Oh, wow.
They can control the narrative. So it can be like a rah-rah story.
Right.
Or like in Tiger King, homeboy, the gay dude fucking the tigers, whatever, he didn't have control of that, you know?
Right.
And it royally fucked him. He ended up in prison.
I don't think that Vince is the EP. We should look. We should check.
it says Bill Simmons is the EP for this. He also did Tiger King.
I don't think
Sarah
Vince is
Duffy.
involved at all in this.
This took 4 years
I watched.
to film.
But no one, you know Vince McMahon, he's such a control freak.
I know.
I would highly doubt.
Well, that's I don't.
I would highly doubt Vince McMahon would sign on for this, that having zero creative control at all.
Wrestling.
There's a great.
And then
cut.
look who else
we
is
watch
in
the
it. All his boys.
Everybody's in it.
All his
Well,
boys.
I know,
Oh,
but they're
let's
not
watch
his
the
boys
trailer
anymore.
and
They all
we'll-
sold them
Watch
out.
it.
Let's watch.
We
the
just
trailer.
can't play it on here.
I like him.
I like Vince too, but
Easy to hate.
Here's
He's the man,
here's the
dude.
thing too with Vince McMahon. Just we all love UFC. There's no UFC without WWE. So Dana White's number one, even more so than Trump, his number one North Star, his unicorn is Vince McMahon.
This is the man,
So
dude.
every move you've seen the UFC made, WWE did it 10 years before.
Did,
it's
Dana-
the same
Dana knows
big time.
yeah.
Vince McMahon helps them out. It's meaning like he gives them advice and stuff. Doesn't fund anything. But all I'm saying is everyone's like Dana this, Dana, all good, and he deserves his flowers. Vince McMahon did it all
Yeah.
way before and it was way tougher.
Vince is the
so
best.
Vince sent the blueprint for Dana to be successful. Everything
believe
he's doing is Vince McMahon.
the cool thing about Vince is that he's always just done whatever he wants. I hate that everyone's turned on him because it reminds me of like the George Lucas thing. People go, George Lucas ruined Star Wars, blah, blah. Bitch, there is no Star Wars without George Lucas.
exactly.
Your little C-3PO, Princess Leia, but that he did that.
Yeah.
And that is Vince. Vince got a little too old and he got kind of set in his
Start
ways.
shitting on girls, whatever.
Well, so when young wrestlers would be like, I want to try this, he'd be like, we don't do it that way. We've done it this way. So he was kind of like stuck in this old formula, which made all the modern wrestling fans be like, Triple H is the best, and we got to get Vince out of there. And I get all that. But like, we shouldn't forget that he created
Yes.
this thing we all love.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Visionary.
But, yeah,
He's
the
a
documentary.
captain.
There's one good scene in the doc. I saw the first 6 episodes before they did the re-edit because he got canceled twice. Since I haven't seen the new canceling that they've added.
Oh, is it out now?
It's out. Well, it's coming out, but now they've added episodes since I've seen it. But there's this one part where Vince is like, they're like, are you really the way you're portrayed? And it's like, he's like, no, this is a character. It's me turned up 10 levels. I'm not really like that all the time. This is a character, if you will. And then they just show Hulk Hogan go, that's really how he is. The Rock is like, that's how he really is. They had like 40 wrestlers in a row go, that's Vince. That's Vince. Like, it's just hilarious, the edit.
Yeah, he's intense.
But also, anyone to take some to that level, yeah, man, there's gonna be some demons.
He's gonna have some
best.
demons. He's gonna have a bad boy side.
And that's actually, this,
what is the,
I would
is
like
the
to
knock
point to
on him?
this.
He's a pervert though. Was he just doing a lot of?
He's a power hungry guy.
Power hungry.
Yeah.
So like any like
You wouldn't want to be a
he's-
female wrestler back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Hey,
and
but also, yeah.
here's the thing that they always talk about these men of
Yeah.
power. Let's quickly address this before you guys make me leave. They'll always
Before we
say
kick
like,
you out.
oh, these guys abused their power. Oh, P.Diddy used his power on these girls, making them dance. Vince was inappropriate with the girls that worked under him. And there's this power structure. Everyone needs to be concerned. Do you know that power structure has nothing to do with gender? No. Mitzi Shore used to make all these cute boy comics fuck her all the time if they
Yep.
wanted to get past.
Yep.
Like there's plenty of when
It's a
women,
power problem.
It's just a power problem. You
across
start
the
getting
board.
all that, you go,
Yeah.
all right, I'm daddy now. Like,
Yeah. You think Ellen's awesome?
no,
Oh, you think Oprah's a fun time to hang out with?
no way.
Who else you want to name?
Yeah.
It's just a power thing.
Once you get that powerful, Hillary
Kamala-
Clinton's just killing people
Talk to
left and
Kamala
right.
Harris's-
No one says shit.
Talk to Kamala Harris's staffers. She's had the biggest turnover, and you never hear that in this. She cannot hold on to staff.
Oh, dude, I had a
believe that.
conversation. I won't say who it is with one of the guys who used to be the head of Newsom's security. He's like, he's the worst.
I believe that. Yeah, for sure.
Treats us like shit, man.
Yeah. It's just part
Guy
of
came
it.
to one of my shows and was like, dude, and told me all this shit. And he's like, but don't say anything. I won't say his name. He's like, he's awful. Dude.
I
Treats
believe
us
it.
like fucking peasants.
Yep.
I believe it.
It's just a power thing.
Was that it? Did you have something good, Sanaz?
The only other one I really had that I liked was you guys remember Firefest?
Yes.
And that whole documentary. So Billy McFarland's out of jail and he's doing another one. And
Who's
people
out
are
of
buying
jail?
into
He
it.
got out of jail.
Who's investing in that?
That guy was such a scam artist.
I don't know.
Remember that one guy was like, if we needed water, I was down to suck dick for water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy was
I need
amazing.
that kind of
That guy's
employee.
the best.
He's out. Look at him. He looks great.
Here's what I
Jail
don't
was good
understand
for
about
him.
these
looks
guys.
great.
They talk about these guys in the documentary where they're like, at one point, they shut all my bank accounts down, and I didn't have any money, and they were all like out to get me, and I literally had $20 in my pocket. But then he's in like a $4 million loft.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did these people do this?
Well, he looks great. He's
Yeah.
32.
Well, he
jail
got-
was good.
he
got
Stopped
sentenced to
Stopped
6
drinking.
years.
Yeah, he got detoxed.
Yeah.
He's got,
Dude,
good
so
hair.
he was sentenced to 6 years. He only had to do 4, and he has to pay like a $26 million, like, what's it called? Like restitution?
That's a lot.
Fine,
It's-
like,
It's going to be tough to bounce back.
but he's like, I really am confident that people are going to want to come to this. And
Good
it's like
for
a
him.
tiny island off the coast of Mexico.
He's delusional.
But he won't announce who's there. Like, there's nothing
In that
behind
doc,
it.
he was like so they obviously talked about the Firefest, but they also like showed that he's done a scam like 7 times.
Yeah.
Like that Firefest was just the most famous one, but he just constantly
He's
is
a scam
scamming
artist.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Bad dude.
the funniest part, you remember that cheese like sandwich photo
Yeah,
that went viral?
yeah.
He actually says, we will be having cheese sandwiches at this one, but it'll be the most expensive item on our menu.
Hilarious.
That means that all the other food's gonna be shittier than cheese
Yeah.
sandwiches.
It's fantastic.
Well, he's still kicking. Good for him.
What a
Not a
weirdo.
quitter.
Shot.
Jeff Dye.
What up,
Sober
dudes?
Jeff Dye.
Yes.
Crushing it.
Come see me, jeffdye.com. Those are all my dates. I'm doing Skankfest in Vegas, which will
Oh,
be great.
dude. We did it last year. It's such a good time.
This Low Lev beer in Pittsburgh is next week, but I might be canceling it. I'm not sure just because I don't know how ticket sales are and the guy's being a little squirrely. But if you guys watch this and you want to see me in Pittsburgh, go to that. But then Skankfest is going to be awesome. My first Skankfest ever.
You have so much fun.
Comedy Loft in DC. Go to Colorado Springs. I'm pretty much everywhere. So just go to jeffdye.com and I got a lot
You're
of
always
dates
on
for you.
Fox. I love when you're on Fox.
Yeah,
on
Gutfeld's been
Gutfeld.
good to me. It's
Yeah.
been awesome.
That's awesome. Guys, this weekend, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be good.
What's that club called?
It's called the Summit Comedy Club in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It actually does well. It's a good club. Come by. I'll be
It's a
there
good
Friday,
club. High
Saturday.
ceilings.
Yep, it's going to be good. So,
High ceilings is mad.
Yeah.
and then, yep. I'm excited.
I see what I'm saying. All right, guys. Love you. We're out.